Especially when the dispose happens and you can't even focus the timber, right?
True.
That's sort of your one moment to get him down, and if you don't, he's just chaining, he's out of there, and you're in a lot of trouble.
So Outsiders, 6K gold up right now, 15 to 10. And with the next couple of minutes here, Aegis, still a little bit of time remaining. We'll see if they attempt to make the push happen on that top side of the map, take down that tier 2 tower, open up the outpost. But another pause. And Kunkka finishing a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, he's working towards that Silver Edge, so grab that Shadow Blade first to help with your global initiation before you head off towards the Chrysalis.
Looking pretty good right now for
that's one thing that isn't
Outsiders.
necessarily perfect for their lineup at this point, right? Right now they're relying on the Blink Tusk or just like reaching with an X, so now having that Shadow Blade gives them another avenue to open up these engagements in a positive way. And they currently have a great ward as well, directly in between 2 sentries in the mid. That's actually such a brutal ward. It is barely being ignored by these sentries, so catching a lot of these cross-map movements right now from Spirit.
What's up, K1 Kector?
Could result in GPK running into some trouble.
Just watching a little bit of a major.
That's true.
I have friends over.
That way,
they just went back to
Well,
home.
you talked a lot about this. The Dazzle Shard is done now, and they are still controlling that top side of the map. All Terrorblade illusions will die to it.
Dazzle Shard is done,
Not
but
the
he
real
doesn't
hero,
actually have
unfortunately.
Yeah, 2 seconds hex
max
doesn't sound like a
level
long time until an Ursa's
poison.
hitting you. You're like, wow, this is a long hex.
Stuns, boat, everything dropped. And Collapse has just been food over the last 7 minutes. And Yamich,
All right.
let him know how he feels about it. Tier
Oh
2
my
tower
K1
done. They're
disqualified.
chesting
Yeah,
high ground.
In his
Easy.
defense, he did pick Viper.
Easy
I probably
K1.
deserve it.
That's
Oh,
fair.
Nate.
Gonna go pulled back in. Yule Scepter to try and survive. That keeps him out of harm's way for the moment with Metamorphosis still going.
20 seconds on this Aegis, and we're hitting high ground, huh?
It's pretty bold. Hex, Ramses continues to punch away at it. Has the Scotty, feels confident.
No.
I don't know if, I mean,
Believe
they're
in
not
K1
back on the
Kector, bro.
Ursa, so they're going to take this tier 3 tower. No fight. No answer, no nothing.
I mean, there's no BKB on Ursa. It is very hard for him to get into these engagements right now.
Jumps
Believe
on
in
in.
SA Dota, bro.
And
Believe.
with the Aegis expiring, they... Oh, do they get the ranged? Just barely. Not going to go down. 26 HE, although there's 2 illusions coming in. See if he goes on into micro that.
It's okay. They'll get hexed.
Nice.
Look
Easy.
at that. 70 gold. This shard pays for itself, man.
I mean, I'd deny that, Rax. I don't care.
That is why you're up here
Exactly.
and not down there. Please don't deny your racks, guys. Please.
16 to 10.
Do you want super creeps? Because that's how you get super creeps.
That's true. That's a fair point.
Looking pretty
GPK
good for Outsiders, and I'm worried
has
for these
looked
teams.
pretty
I
good
think
for the
there's no
follow-ups
match
here.
for
God, they
LGD
need
unlike
BKB so bad on
2019,
Spirit.
2020.
Is that gonna
I
be the next
mean-
Well, the
for
problem is
Viper as
they,
well?
they
There
can't even afford
is-
to get them on some of these heroes. Like, it
LGD
feels
is
so
playing
bad,
really
you know?
good, but
I mean, it's true.
honestly
Like,
think
Toronto,
that they're
Tokyo, you
gonna
think this guy's
fuck
buying a
up.
BKB? I don't think so.
They can't be
Unless
playing a
Otto's
perfect
finally
tournament.
going to get one. And actually, they're really surprisingly close to collapse. That's good.
He didn't even have to go for the disassemble play.
I think the biggest
There you go.
problem
Get
for
the
them
full
might
gun. I mean, it does feel bad when you're Viper, especially.
I think
you know,
Outsiders
like,
is going to be their
some heroes
biggest
it doesn't
problem.
feel
Actually,
quite
I
as bad,
thought
but
in my prediction I had
he's every-
OG
Okay,
dropping.
So, a new breath of life here for
LGD
Team
to the
Spirit.
lower
The
bracket.
Aegis is down. They don't have to worry about a second life. They have BKBs. They have that great blink initiation there from the Marcy. Perhaps they can find themselves a good play, but Yamich, he is on the prowl. Look at this guy. He's sitting up on the pillar,
Yeah.
shadow amuleted.
I mean, this tells you everything about Outsiders right now. Like, Roche isn't even capable of responding for another, like, minute and a half, but they know this is the key to victory. They're going to hang on to this side of the map, not give up that outpost, not give up anything. And for Spirit, they've got to find a way to pull them elsewhere. Maybe get some vision down at some point.
They need a late spawn. If they get a really late spawn on Roche, not that they'll, of course,
teams
know,
to
so it's still
match
very
up.
hard to play around
There's
these
Liquid
objectives
first
in that
Pro,
sense.
Team
They
Secret,
need the
and
timing
Vici.
to try and get
Teams
this
that
Aghanim
can
Scepter
spank
done
them
on
up
Void Spirit,
before.
as well as the Basher done on Ursa.
Yeah, Boom looked really shit.
Well, that is
I-
the plan at the
Granted,
very least. And
LGD played
It's
really
gonna
well,
take
but
them a
that
little while
game
to
one
make
draft
that
from Boom
happen.
was so
But for
god
now,
awful terrible
keeping these lanes pushed
that
out,
there was
not
no
losing
way that
heroes
they would
in any
ever win
random
with
smoke
that draft.
rotations.
Unless they
'Cause that's the
really
other thing.
raffle
We've seen a couple
stomp
of different
snowballed
times
it
now
like
where
crazy.
Outsiders have been able to find these pickoffs in moments where you're not otherwise would have been able
I
to.
think that was more Boom
just
doing a
walks in and they
disservice
have
to
no punish for
themselves
that at all.
than
Yeah, you gotta be careful
LGD
too, because
looking
the Silver
amazing.
Edge as well. That break, very good.
Dispose brings him
Oh,
down
that's
low.
a
GPK.
pretty quick
He
kill.
didn't stand a chance. All
No,
right, they
see-
got what they need, and now he's X to pull back in DM. He misses his chain. Everything is falling apart for Outsiders in the last couple minutes here.
Nice grave.
Nira, saved for the moment. DM, BKB running down low. Yamich, they're right on top of him. Toronto Tokyo kills another. But can he find anything else? Yamich Powder almost gets him, but it's not quite there. Get the Yule Scepter, the lift up. Toronto Tokyo throws out the remnant,
Ramses
gets
is
the
in
kill,
trouble.
assimilates away, and Ramses also escapes. So we said an early spawn would be bad. Now it's really good if it's an immediate spawn. 45 seconds.
Yeah, at least they'll be back up on the side of Outsiders, though, so it shouldn't be
Bro,
too free
there's no
unless they're
team
like
that can
literally
beat
sitting in
them
the pit
right
waiting
now
for it to
for real.
spawn. But
We'll
Team
see.
Spirit, that's
I
all it
definitely
takes with the
think
bear.
that they'll probably
one
lose
person out of
against
position. GPK, the backbone of this
Outsiders
team,
or OG.
throughout a lot of these engagements, getting that run buff down, helping out all the allies. And
Oh,
he
one
was
of the
gone.
other Chinese
he was
teams.
dead so fast.
No,
the
good
replay
old
doesn't even
Aster.
That's
RNG.
unreal.
Probably Aster.
And I mean, again, normally good to extra teammates pull him back afterwards, but because he just got so locked down, it ended up being terrible.
Lockdown it.
And, oof. 6,000 gold lead gone very quickly as Team Spirit have found a way to pull themselves back into this game.
That was a very
It's
bad
all just about
fight.
enabling that bear, getting that BKB up, and striking at the perfect moment here from Team Spirit, and that is exactly what they did. We now go back for the Tier 3 neutrals. Farm those up, but those big items, they're coming through. Basher will be done in just a moment. Aghanim's already done.
This is Danger Town, though, because again, Team Spirit, you really don't
By
want to give up this
2019
Roche
Team
if you
Secret,
can
they are the
avoid
best
it.
team
And
in
for outsiders,
2019, but
you
always
kind of
top
have
on
to
TI.
commit a
LGD
meta,
is
I
like
think,
that.
to take it quickly.
To be
Things
fair,
get a little bit
LGD is the
terrifying
team that
otherwise.
did
The
the
question is how
exact
fast do they
same
react when
shit
they suddenly get
afterwards.
silenced by Void Spirits.
Well, not
Oh, good
really. They
stance.
did
Like,
really
Hakoda
well at
has nothing.
TI,
Yeah.
but
So
they
he can
just
just go
never
down.
managed
That's
to
a
win
huge
TI.
aspect. And same thing with Yamish, because Yamish is this big blink save with the snowball. So targeting these two
Ooh.
supports, they look pretty free for Toronto Tokyo in these engagements right now.
Double ward placed down there by Miposhka, a misclick. And I don't know if they have another one, actually, to drop on the high ground.
Unfortunately, it's an invis. Surprisingly, not that great here.
Jumps in, DM, that's the BKB. That's a good bait. If Toronto Tokyo gets out, they're fine with this. Outsiders
This is
use a BKB right before a pivotal Roche fight.
They smoke instantly again.
Yeah,
They know how
getting a
important
little
this
bit
fight is.
scary.
they are dodging away. They do not want to get caught out of position here.
Yeah, DM gonna grab the outpost. Excellent.
They
Just in
need
case
to
they need
control
a buyback
Toronto
moment here.
somehow.
And
They
up
need
top,
that
they
instant
actually
silence from
are
Agoda.
gonna lose that Rax.
Oh, but here we go. Yadaro's gonna hop
Oh,
in.
they're heading top. So this Roche is going the way of Team Spirit. They move on into the pit, gonna claim this one. And Outsiders, I don't know if they're gonna get back in time. Tries to bring it down, moving in, the shards. It spots some sad news for Outsiders as they
Why
lose
are
the
they
Roche.
not
They
next
don't
to
even get the
Roche?
top melee racks for
No,
trouble.
they don't even commit to it with the creep wave being
I don't
there
get
just
it.
in case
Why
the
aren't they next to
rotation, so
Roche?
Outsiders. getting a
Outsider
bit
side.
caught
They,
up here.
They're up against an Ursa,
This
bro.
is what we talked about. This is what has happened in so many Team Spirit games. They come out a little bit behind to worse in the mid game, and then late game, some of these decision-making choices have just really worked out for them well. And it's, I mean, obviously still anybody's game with less than 2,000 gold separating the two teams, but a big win there for Spirit.
Yeah, part of it is that Outsiders have a very formulaic way they want to take these engagements, and when someone like GPK just gets blown up, that's why it just completely fell apart. You know, like he
Yeah,
has
that's
to
so
be in the
weird.
front, or there's just no way for Ramses to really play. Yamich is looking for them to spend spells so that he can make saves, or he just wants that first like blink burst of initiation, and he was just so isolated on GPK and blown up so fast by that Ursa that it sort of crumbled. Whereas that's something that Team Spirit have just kind of everywhere, right? This like blink
should
turbos
really,
back,
like-
even just the hex from the dazzle. If you just make
And
one
that,
tiny
when you're
mistake,
playing against Ursa, you always
you're
kind of
gonna
need to
annihilate
keep
it
an eye
because
on the
Ursa and
pit,
Void Spirit.
especially if you know
Now,
Roche
there
is
is
up.
also that danger of, as this game goes later, the strength of Terrorblade.
GPK side.
And Ramses definitely is set up to become a monster. Top net worth in the game right now. And
Yeah, and
going
he's
next
got
into
Scotty done.
Daedalus
Scotty
after
makes a whole
having
lot of
already the
difference.
BKB
Hurricane
done.
Pike for the kiting
Yeah,
with
and
the
if they can
Ursa.
keep those bodies in front of the Timbersaw and the Kunkka, you're going to try and get
And
the space
Viper
for
does
Ramses,
tend to
'cause he's
become
already
shit at this stage in the
past
game.
this Scotty, the next level of itemization coming out here.
True.
And Yadro is always going to be struggling with that through the entire game.
Well,
Wait, did I
bottled
just
up
see-
DD.
Was-
Basher in
Actually,
the
Kunkka
backpack.
is really good against
Smoke
Ursa because status resistance does not reduce the time that you are lifted in the sky by Torrent. So if you get Torrent Storm, for instance, maybe later down the line, it is really good against Ursa. Same with like the Tusk
Smokes are
Ags
just
is
down right now.
amazing
We got
against
one
them.
on Hakoda by the looks of it, but
Premium.
obviously not looking to make too many aggressive moves right now into that Aegis.
Yeah, Kunkka's going for and
Silver Edge
keep
done for the
going for
Kunkka.
Ags. It's
You
so
can see
fucking
DM
good.
going in for the Shiva. As you can see, also Outsiders slight favorites right now. Assuming that's just because of that late game scaling that we've talked about.
Late game scaling, and I think also just the difficulty is these BKBs start to wear out of playing versus the Kunkka, right? It's when the Kunkka just needs to hold you and he has an extra damage source, when that's not his reliability in a team fight, that's when Kunkka shines to me. Is that he just has to like get the water park going, you know.
That
Head
was
on over to
deep
old
sea
Six
points
Flags,
on why did
light it up.
Beast
Dual
Coast
Scepter,
get
lift up,
qualified?
good
Can you
save.
explain? I do not
Will it be enough
understand.
though? Mira dead already. And very deep on Yatoro. The X is there for afterwards. Doesn't want to use his BKB on his first life, so that's Aegis
I'll
down.
talk about it in a
Taunted.
second after this fight.
The moment Ramses, Yatoro just backs away, but the Scotty, the piercing
Okay,
BKB
getting
spell,
control.
and
The silence.
immediately TP's away.
And Toronto Tokyo got caught.
Oh, Maposhka's gonna die, but a nice play waiting for the Walrus Punch before he TP'd out.
All right, so that was really nice that they're at least able to save their Ursa.
Okay, I actually did not really pay attention why specifically Beast Coast got qualified, but I assume it is because Entity dropped to the lower bracket, right? And Entity have no chance to make it to TI. I quickly gotta look up. It's probably because they dropped to the lower bracket and maybe the other team as well. It's a weird little fuck. I'll quickly look it up. I did not watch the stream or with sound on a little bit earlier.
You can get him down and kill him, it's always great.
I know for
we can see
Tundra,
what
the
happens
reason
when it
that they
doesn't work out that
qualified
way.
was because
Aghanim's done for the Kunkka now. So, as you mentioned,
OG and LGD
Torrent Storm
are
ready to
already
go.
qualified for TI.
and that is so hard to play into once those
if
BKBs
they
are
get
much lower.
dropped
Has
to the
Tornado
lower
talent at
bracket,
22.
it would mean that two other teams would have a chance to be
I know a
first
lot
and
about these
second.
splash pads
But
now.
because
Mm.
LGD
Because,
won
you
their
know, got the
games,
kids, everyone's it's really hot out
their
over
match
there.
and
And let me
dropped
just tell you that there's nothing but
Boom
sheer
to the
panic
lower
at a
bracket.
splash pad.
Okay.
it means
Alright,
that
from
Boom won't be able
age
to
0
gain
to age
points, and
99.
every
You
DPC,
never know
all
when
the
that water's
DPC
coming out.
points that
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
same
It's
type of
terrifying.
OG and LGD get at this stage are wasted. They're just throwing away DPC points because they are already qualified, so it doesn't matter to them. But if Boom, for instance, would have advanced on and LGD would have been eliminated quickly, that means that a team that would be like outsiders or something would be able to gain all those DPC points that LGD would then be gaining without being able to use them. So the amount of limited DPC points is getting smaller and smaller because all the already qualified teams are the only ones that are getting it.
It's tough. Like when the fights become that chaotic, and also you can get blown up. But a Smoking Out and Outsiders, they don't have vision. But Toronto Tokyo, he is under reward.
But
so
it's
Team
a
Spirit
weird
would have
system,
perfect
and
vision of
very
all this. They
confusing.
see it now, and that tells
A lot of math
outsiders
involved.
that they don't want to fight.
Luckily
there.
enough, there's a
Yeah, only
bunch
the
of
smoke
people that
popping
like
on
to do it on
GBK,
Twitter.
though, as he was invis too, as he runs around with his gem.
That was well done though. And Team Spirit realizing that there could have been something coming their way. They're going to hold their high ground.
Could I interest you in a third Roche, perhaps?
Exactly,
You
right?
know?
That's what it feels like. God, sidekick is so good. Get a ton of damage out of that.
Well, when you're given the
Mercy,
freedom to
mercy.
right-click people, it can be very good. But
Ramsey's
in this game,
Daedalus done.
some difficulties there.
True.
Now a Daedalus done for the Terrorblade. We have our Timbersaw working on the
He
Wind Waker.
needs
It's a great
buyback.
item to help save anyone in those precarious situations when they're trying to get this initial blow up. Plus, already has the Shiva's Guard too. So just continuing to kite this Ursa around these engagements.
Why did Valve
Missile
remove the
Blade is
feature
going to
that
come
if
out
you win
next.
previous TI,
Might
you
need to get in
qualify for
towards a
next year?
nullifier or something at some point. Because, like you said, there's all
Team
those defensive
Entity win
options.
the major,
on the
they
side of
aren't even
outsiders.
qualified for
And
TI.
Yatoro
Like,
also
I
going
can't
in for the
believe that a
E-Blade.
team can win a major
wants to be
and
able to
not
get more
qualify for
solo
TI. It
pickoff
makes
potential
zero
for
sense
himself.
in my mind.
Toronto Tokyo.
Toronto Tokyo, that's
Yeah,
the one.
Not a Yatoro.
Not a
E-Blade.
Yatoro.
That sounds hype though.
Dude, Bear E-Blade?
That sounds.
Go.
That's like the worst anti-synergy I've ever heard.
All right, well, that's how it goes sometimes. Tusk is going to get the D ward there too. And they're very much bullying them around the map right now. Outsiders, everywhere that they go, Team Spirit have to back out of there. Tier 2 tower is dead across the board.
Yeah,
But
it's
on the
because they
side
handle
of
everything with
outsiders, they
DPC points
still
these
have,
days, and it's all
both their
confusing
tier
fucking
2s,
math.
bottom and mid, as well as a
But
tier 1
yeah,
up top.
pretty much.
And the question is for Team Spirit, how can you enable your pickoff style draft? How can you actually separate outsiders right now where you can find this moment to get this dispose into the Ursa blow up that you had before? And Unfortunately, I don't know if there's a really good answer for that. I feel like they don't have the creep wave pressure, right? They don't have either support that can do that. They have a Dazzle and a Marcy, so there's nothing weird that they could be doing.
Abyssal Blade
to try and,
jump
like, force Hero
on.
back just for that
The
brief
problem is
second.
the
Even
two
if they have
supports are the
bots,
only
right?
ones
Like,
that
that's
Yatra
kind of
can
what you
really
just
blow
need
up
for Nurse
quickly.
to kill someone, but there's really nothing
I
pressuring
think last
Outsiders to
team's
split up right now.
one TI was a fluke.
No, they can stay together on the map. GPK can play X marks games.
100% OG.
Those lane shove.
100%
X marks,
fluke.
they've got Conjure Image. Like, there's just no way you can match the lane pressure that they have.
The fact
So
that they don't
as
have
the
open
clock ticks
qualifiers is
on,
also
you would think that it's
saddening.
gonna
We'll
continue
never
to
get
grow more
another
and more
Wings
for Outsiders'
gaming.
favor until Team Spirit can sort of snipe that tiny little window of annihilating someone.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
there will
Spirit
be
too.
another window that opens up here as 43 seconds till Roche respawns, but also
Yeah,
the
but that was
next
with
tier 4,
collapsed
neutral items about to spawn.
Magnus. Collapse
And
Magnus with the fucking
Maybe
broken
you find a
shard.
couple of answers in there, but it is looking tough to play the map right now on Team Spirit, and for Outsiders, just waiting for that Roche to respawn.
I'm honestly still
Ninja
thinking
Gear.
Outsiders is going to win the
It's
entire
pretty
major.
decent there for the Ursa.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they want on Outsiders. Oh, they definitely want Leveler too.
MKB done.
Quality Ursa item.
I still
It's,
have them
you know,
pegged for
versus
number
Agi
1.
Heroes, that is one of the benefits of Ursa in a lot of ways, is that they have a hard time going for butterflies because you're
Actually put
usually
my
gonna opt for that
prediction on
anyway,
it
but
in the Discord.
Ramses wasn't heading that direction.
It's
Wants
of
himself a
course.
Satanic next, starts buying
Build
out,
GD
selling,
finals,
doesn't
feeling
quite hit
pressure,
it. His
that's
map
their
is a little bit
dilemma.
off, but there you go.
It is
Reaver's done
kind
now,
of
so
massively their dilemma.
The rest
But
of
they
it
do
flying
have
on the
one
couriers. Now,
amazing
Satanic,
coach.
Manta, BKB, everything here ready for this fight. They head into the
That's a
pit.
refresher. Actually,
And they
refresher is
also have a
pretty
ward
good
up on
for
that
them.
high ground.
And Team Spirit, do they know about this?
Oh.
Toronto Tokyo checking, gets the D ward, dissimulate on down to the low ground, gets the silence onto both. Mira catches, bringing down Yimage. Roche very low. Toronto Tokyo, he's silenced. They have the water park going. Ramses gets the Aegis, gets everything.
Still cheese on the
Refresher
floor.
to GPK as well if they want to chase.
There's
You
still
think
G.
about
Oh, it does get
Gaudreau
picked
gets
up
up
in
to
the
the high
end.
ground. Trying to get a little bit of separation from Ramses. They're fighting into the vision that Spirit have.
Oh, that
Hex
nice
already
AoE
out from
Hex is
Dazzle.
pretty neat
GPK,
from the post guy. He's going to get
catching
caught,
the
but
Mojka.
they're going to jump
Crave is
in.
there. TP's out. They have refresher round 2, but Ramses, he's dead once.
They got Hakoda.
Can they do it anymore? DM, he's a menace in the back lines. Toronto Tokyo gets
Toronto
the lift, but can't escape. On
In
the other
trouble.
side,
GPK needs to be
Gaudreau
careful as well.
wants to get on
Toronto's
top of
dead.
a couple
Triple
of these targets.
buyback.
Collapse is doing so much. It's Mira pulls him back in. Can they
Still
bring him
Sunder.
down in time? It looks like they will, as the bash is there. Ramses in
Oh.
trouble. No way out.
Just in case he needed the perfectly timed bash at the end there for the kill. So take him down twice, but it was a costly couple of kills there.
But he doesn't have a
buybacks
buyback.
across the side.
And
Team
they
Spirit, only the
substitute
two supports
outstanding.
with
They
the
can't
buyback
really
on
do
the
that
side
much.
Of Outsiders, but you will take that in the
Magnus
current game
broke
state that
them,
they had,
actually.
the fact that you're not going to have to contest with this
Bro,
Aegis
Magnus-
Terrorblade approaching your high ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Collapse
Don't-
Magnus
I mean,
was just
look at how
godlike.
dangerous this Scotty is, and of course, a good play by Team Spirit. Have the vision there, pull him back into it.
Should they have chased up this high ground in Captain Hindsight?
I mean, for Outsiders, feels a little rough to lose that Aegis, for sure.
As well as the refresher shard too, right? They also spent that, and all he got out of it was the 2 kills on the supports.
True.
Oh, actually, no, he got the kill there too as well. Toronto Tokyo. So you'll take that, right? Force a buyback on Toronto Tokyo with the refresher
Yeah.
shard. So benefits.
Yeah,
keeps
but
this
it's
game
refresher
fairly even. They're not
shard.
forced
Refresher
back in their own
shard
base, not being
used.
pressured on the map as hard by
Ages
Outsiders.
used,
Had they
cheese
just
used.
not won this fight or not been
That's a
engaged by
pretty
Outsiders.
painful
But the
fight.
downside is now that there are some pretty significant win conditions here for the side of Outsiders. If they manage to take down someone like Toronto Tokyo, it's going to be very difficult for them to hold that high ground.
Already having the tower down means 1 win and creeps in the base. You could potentially end the game off the back of Terrorblade being alive. So 40-minute mark comes around, and well, the rest of Team Spirit gonna TP out after pressuring bottom.
It's like the most they've gotten on the map in so
Yeah.
long, and they can't even get the tier 2.
I mean, it's rough. Hard to fight into this team that Outsiders has assembled.
Yeah, and this is just, it's classic just like lane shove issues. They just don't have the capacity to deal with this right now with these heroes.
That is one other thing, is the levels definitely get a big swing back into the favor of Team Spirit there, as 25
Yeah.
Ursa, the only one to have it so far.
Yeah, the one thing about running around is group, of course, and with illusion here, so they don't gain the levels as fast because it's a lot of the images just clearing these side waves. And so when you're all running around as 5, even if you're growing more of a net worth lead, you might not get the same XP lead that you can get when you're dominating as hard.
Right.
And so then when you win these comeback fights, that's when all that XP just like suddenly pours back into
True.
Team Spirit's side.
couple more items picked up, and we mentioned that there was actually another 25 there for the Kunkka, so he has the ghost ship fleet. These fights feel like an impossibility without having BKBs ready to go. Let's see what they can do with it, though. As Collapse heads on out towards mid, Penta Edge Sword, that's a nice one.
Secret Pyramids.
They do
Where
have
the
another
fuck is
gem now
Secret
on
Pyramids?
Mapochka, so I believe they lost one at some point, but that's there. So gem to help out. We're going to have a unassembled Aeon Disc as well here on Toronto Tokyo. So
Okay.
prepped to make a big play.
Smoke on smoke. Where are they going to find each other? The smoke on the illusion, that breaks, so it tells them that they're in the area. Oh, that is big. And now get the vision down, jumps away afterwards. Team Spirit already in on the fight.
Okay,
Silence
going
is there.
in.
Yule Scepter afterwards.
Is he getting
GPK,
good catch?
he pulls Mapochka back in. Getting up onto the high ground, he's actually going to be stuck up there, gets obliterated. Skyrock Mage is also dead as Yadro tries to escape. Yamich in with the punch,
that's
in
a
with the
big
snowball
kill.
collapse. TP's out. Does he have a way to escape? He does.
Good read there.
But
seeing
that's
the
a
wall
double
specialist
dieback
come
on the
here.
two supports, and
At least
Toronto
finds a way to
cutting the creep
survive,
wave
but-
immediately.
Outsiders, they're just playing it really safe by targeting the supports down right away. You don't want these safe plays coming out between like the rebounds and the dispos, getting tossed back and the shallow grave. Somehow they turn it around. You already know what your win condition is, so get those.
Ramsey's still the
supports
best
out of the
carry in
way. That's
CIS,
gonna
man.
make
Ramsey's is
Toronto
fucking
going.
amazing.
Yeah,
no.
that was a gem hunt right there.
Listen, when your heroes die, you still got
No,
courage.
Toronto is trying to make a desperation play here
Wait
in
a
the back.
BKB immediately and out. Can they find any more? Collapse has to
Oh,
back
no
away.
BKB for
He's
Collapse,
in
he's
trouble though.
dead.
DM right on top of him. Yadro actually jumps in and kills the image though. Maybe a chance for a turn. Toronto Tokyo lands. Do they have enough damage? A couple more hits. The bash, it's good.
They can't
Can
help.
Get the Sunder off in time.
Oh!
Oh, Toronto Tokyo could not escape
That
from it. Now
Sunder
Yadro in trouble.
was
They have the
stupidly
torn. The
close.
connection is there. It was
Too
so
fucking
close,
stupidly
but that
close.
Yules,
Ramsey's
it
still
interrupted,
in
but maybe
trouble,
now
though.
Ramsey's a second round of this, hoping to get out, but won't manage. It did cost a buyback, but they got what they needed.
I feel like GPK DM had just given up. There's
Yeah.
like, he's dead. Let him go. Hits the Sunder, but then abandoned once more. Is this time with no Sunder available, as he is so close to 25, by the way. Had he gone for that, that would have been kind of hype in the middle of that fight. And back it on the map, Yadro is feeling a bit,
Looking pretty-
bit peckish, it
pretty
would seem.
Yeah, he needs to
Decent
get
here,
something.
double buyback forced out,
That
and
is
both collapse.
One of those
And
fights that
Yadro?
I mean, if you get this kill onto Ramses, it changes everything. And the fact that you don't, and it costs the buyback after,
Yeah.
actually, that's what really hurts.
It was such an excellent way. I mean, it's truly the only play that Toronto Tokyo has, right? He's like going that back line with the invis rune that he had gotten out of the river.
Yeah.
Try and interrupt this siege as his allies are dead.
I'll at least keep the racks
What
in mid
could have
alive.
been.
Tier 3 tower in mid
And
even alive.
after that buyback, GPK and DM just say, we don't want any part of this. Know that at least somebody is going to be dead. But 11,000 gold lead. It's been sitting around this area for a little while now, and every time it looks like Team Spirit are going
We
to
think
take
it's
a
the best mid in
positive
China.
move, they set back a couple spaces.
They have to do something crazy here. Oh, this
I
is
think
a scan.
maybe
Go
it's the
pause.
best mid in China.
Mm.
I think
Well,
nothing to say is
PC
really
lag is
good,
the call.
but in just pure skill, I think
Unfortunate.
maybe hasn't
DM.
beat.
Don't want to be lagging right now.
Oh, it's the disconnect.
So their best hope right now for Team Spirit is just to do something crazy and try and take advantage of the
But
fact
I think
they're
that
broken up right now, right?
LGD
Because
is
there's no
just,
snowball
you
save.
know,
So,
their
like,
drafting is
you pretty much just wanna jump
impeccable
high ground.
compared to everyone else.
I seriously think that's what he would be willing to do.
DM getting his space checked out there. You think it's worth just jumping high ground potentially? I mean, I guess
Who
with
knows?
Terribly dead, you know, you can force a buyback. Things get crazy. But yeah, the game is very hard.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far, though. I mean, talking about these like earlier timings where we thought that maybe Team Spirit wouldn't have much hope out of that, just in case things didn't necessarily swing their way with this these later abilities to just like control the waves and these big AOE spells from outsiders. But they were able to get those key pickoffs from Team Spirit that allowed this game to sort of continue at a relatively even pace for a while until this lead was grown by outsiders. Now it just feels like constant like comeback fights here from Team Spirit, but still certainly not out of it by any means. It's just always going to be an uphill battle.
And of
for them.
course, Pulse 4 still
Pushka's not
Kaka.
even looking at Toronto.
Oh no,
Tokyo.
Pulse 4 at
So bad.
Syncus.
Probably not it.
He didn't play that great today, but the fact
the
that he
armchair
is like
analysis,
so
that's what I like to
diverse in
see.
his hero pool is massive. Kaka
Clearly.
is more limited in his hero pool, which I mean
Someone
he's
who's
still
been playing
amazing,
Viper.
Oh,
but
for
he
44
definitely has a
minutes.
slightly limited hero pool.
Next game maybe.
yeah. No, it's really interesting. I think the dynamic between these two teams, like it feels like they're both that like younger generation within Eastern Europe that have really risen up, obviously, into highest levels and become a bit of a rivalry between them.
All right.
We'll see who comes out on top of this one as we're back into the game now.
Yeah, pause over, back on, headphones back on. Yeah, jump that base, come on. I thought he was gonna go break for it while the Tusk was there, but yeah, they're not going for it right now. So back into the
Think
jungle.
you learned on Kaka.
Pauses tend to
Yeah, but
lose
he
your
also
mojo.
improved on
You don't have
Kaka.
good sense on everything, so play it safe, head on back. And now with the respawn here, Outsiders, they look like they're just ready to just run at him again.
There's a chance. That DD's wearing off. And almost level 25 on Ramses. You talked about that earlier.
Look what he does. He smokes
But
himself
think
in
you
the fountain.
created
Yeah.
metas
He
wholeheartedly.
sees
He
that he's
created
still smoked under
the
tier 2. And so he just
four
conjures the
position
images and keeps
Ember,
running
he
through. So he
created
knows
the
they're not waiting
four
there to gank him.
position
Because his teammates were
gyrocopter,
also
the
sort
four
of close, so
position
they could have been
Luna.
running that direction.
Shit that no one
There's been a
else
couple
even
cool little plays there
contemplates.
with the smoke illusions. That one that we saw mid where he
The ninja gears are so crafty, you know. You can do so
That's
much,
very
so much
cool.
fun stuff. I mean, we've also been seeing Yato do the same thing, right? When he was ninja gearing around
sure.
as well.
Hex done. Swift blink for Yadro. The Hex will be big, and that blink dagger that you talked about for Dazzle, he has gone for it.
Yeah.
So Aether blink.
He's so late on his purchases too. He's always making sure he's got that buyback, I guess. But I mean, he's actually still. I guess he's still taking into it at this point. But he's been holding a lot of cash this game. I've noticed from Raposhka.
That's true.
You know, he like farmed over his shard. He farmed over his blink.
Right.
But has determined that this is the time.
Aghanim Scepter done for Viper.
Next Roche is fourth Roche.
And
That's a big one.
Set up for
Free
the next
Ag.
Roche fight. We'll see how long the respawn is. In just a couple of seconds
Viper
here.
doesn't have shard
And
yet?
It's going to be
Huh.
a very short one. Wow, 3 spawns under a minute in this game. Buyback status, Tusk, Timber, Terrorblade.
All right. Well, we'll see if the Aghanims can get done there. The attack's
Couple
level
finishing more
80
quickly here.
as well. Oh, that's a quick one. Quick old Roche, huh?
Yeah. It's
Ah,
actually
how about another Ags?
I know, why not? Well, I was saying that there's also the respawns now. The buybacks are going to be ready for a couple other heroes.
Gotcha. Yeah. As we hit our fourth Roche, so everything's there. Come and collect your prize. if
This
you
is
dare.
getting this fight is
dangerous.
going to be very scary for the
Toronto
Dire
Tokyo's
because they
gonna
don't
have
have
to show
buybacks on
down
2 of their
bottom.
heroes,
It's tough because the story hasn't changed much for Spirit.
and one of them
they're
is
not gonna
Yatoro.
realize this.
They're still in lane problems, and the way they start fights is still very difficult.
Oh, and there's no way for them to check into the pit, and this is such a quick Roche.
Well-
They would not have anticipated this.
I mean, how do you even fight this?
I mean, it's a possibility, but Outsiders, they're going to get it. They Timber chain in, and Roche goes the way of
That's the free
Outsiders.
Ags.
I love just that little bit of play there too to stop any blinks or anything, right?
Yeah.
Like the Shiva's
They
got
give
up
the
on high
Ags
ground
to
there.
Timber.
Aghanim Scepter, it is passed over to DM.
Yep, great choice.
This is such
Oh, jump though.
a big
Damage.
burst.
There.
Damage. Taking some stuns,
I
but
don't
they
have that
dissimilate
damage.
away.
Yeah, he still has an itemized Swords of Dispel as well, so he still is being targeted quite heavily by Toronto.
So
Tokyo.
now you have
Yeah.
a Timber Saw with
Only that
double.
disassemble
Chakram?
or the assemble play.
Oh yeah, they are
Available
going to go
to
for
him.
that. Okay.
Oh no, I mean on Yamish.
Oh, for Yamich, yeah.
'cause you can just like jump on him.
I would have
He's
expected
also a
Terror
great tanky
Wave,
guy,
but
you
okay.
know, he's got himself the Glimmer Cape too. He can help live through that.
So
But-
this is double Hex now, both for the
Oh.
Timber and then also on the Kunkka. And then the other issue is the Refresher Shard. I mean, this could get very scary for Team Spirit if they decide to push here, and I feel like they're coming.
Yadoro's BKB wins this game. That's like their only hope right now, right? Like he has to get so much done during that BKB or it's gonna be very hard for him to fight. Or if he gets a quick kill without the BKB using the Swift Link, that could also be huge. They need a weird bait right now. You know, they're positioned over here. They're not even in their base. They're trying to find something a little bit funky.
And Outsiders.
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna give it to
Outsiders
him.
is
They
just
walk on
walking
forward.
around.
Gonna do some X plays there. Ramses takes down that tier 3 tower. Illusion's dead, but the rest of Team Spirit a little bit slow to show up. And look at this.
Oh, Mira?
They see him underneath a ward. Nah, but he's gonna TP back. All right.
Where'd the... Man,
Range
they
rack's
were
almost
TPing
down.
so close to the base too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
18K.
looking rough for Spirit.
That Roche going the way of Outsiders really hurts Spirit. Is that a Scotty done also on the Viper? DM walks up high ground. They spot that there's no vision nearby. But Yamich in pretty far forward with the Glimmer Cape. He gets down a ward, but Yadoro finds him. Snowball. Toronto Tokyo tries to get the lift over to the side. He pulls him back in, and well, Outsiders are going to leave their Tusk for dead.
Yeah, that was a pretty greedy maneuver to make. I mean, they have 2 gems now.
Back towards
So
mid.
that ward's really dead.
They lose the
Oh yeah,
range
he's dead.
tracks. But getting the kill on the Tusk, not bad.
No, they desperately need that kind of a play. They need that kill on the Tusk because it makes the initiation a lot safer for Yadro to go in. And again, the pressure is there now. Team Spirit to go out and make a move. You don't want to just like hold back after getting this kill.
They need to. If
so
Yatro
hard,
dies,
though, like you
the
said.
fight should
They're
be.
smoked
No,
up.
to be fair, I think
DM, they walk forward. Hex is
I
there.
think Toronto is the scarier
Melee
one in these
assembles,
fights.
stun, follow up. Do they have enough to bring down DM? He's dead.
Yeah, now get out. I mean, that's the pressure. When there's no snowball, like, sure, you can buy
And
back
meta was
force
used,
it out
and
again,
Ghost Ship
but
was
They get
used.
an excellent target. There's no save available. And now you're off foot.
And
right?
Yamichi
You're
even bought
kind of
back.
A little bit tilted, one could say,
Alright,
on the side of
that's true.
Outsiders because you're missing one of your heroes, and so you don't want to progress on the map without your Timber Saw, and he doesn't want to buy back for nothing. And so now you've just stalled out a minute and a half here, and well, you know what? That Aegis, not gonna be a lot of time left there by the time he gets back.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true. And the BKB, the sort
that's
of
a big
small price
fucking
that you pay
mistake.
on the Ursa for being used, but it's not enough to make Outsiders feel comfortable going up and pushing for high ground.
And he understands the necessity of this BKB as well. That's why he's going
True.
for the refresher orb, sorry, next on Yadro as well. You have to have it.
If you can find any moment to make that work and get one of those key pickoffs,
I don't know what Outsiders.
it's going to be a
They're fucking
constant
up
danger
all
throughout
of
the
their
rest of this
fights.
game.
Wow. Do you think we will be reaching the tier 5 neutral items?
I mean, I don't know.
Because
There's
I
4 minutes.
heard some jibber jabber
Oh yeah,
about a specific one that refreshes your items.
That's
People
true.
love that one.
That's a good one.
That one could be really good this game when you really need your BKB.
You're not wrong. I mean, that would be a huge pickup for Team
Refresher
Spirit if they
on
could get it. For
Yatro?
Outsiders, it feels like any mistake
Double
with Team Spirit
BKB
makes,
is pretty
you
nice.
run down the lanes, you just start beating away at the towers, beating away at those racks, and it's going to be in the bank. But Refresher done. Double BKB, double Abyssal Blade.
I mean, it's so impossible for him to fight without BKB that he just buys it out, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's better to have the refresher in his eyes than to have buyback.
And making sure that they can be ready for this next fight if it comes around. 30
Nullifier would
seconds
also
left.
be nice
Aegis
on
It's not going to be used. And Outsiders,
Outsiders,
I
but
don't know if
I
they really
don't
want
really
to,
know
like,
who
just
would
make
be
an
able to
attempt at a
purchase
tower.
one.
Like, in a way, they can just keep on farming out the waves, put some pressure on with the illusions, but it's hard to walk high ground.
Everyone's just buying refresher. Every hero you click is just like another refresher. Conker's looking at it. Terrorblade's looking at it. All these other items are so good. I just want them twice.
Well, Aegis reclaimed. They still have the refresher shard on the Kunkka. And vision-wise, Team Spirit hanging on to this little area of their jungle.
Refresher orb
All
done
Aeon
on the
Discs done.
TB.
Oh, and that's an interesting one. Toronto, Tokyo. If he could get to this, he's queued up the Revenant's Brooch.
Dude, you sniped it in the draft.
I was talking about this.
He was.
The Revenant's Brooch against Terrorblade is insane.
I don't know why you wanted the game to go this way, but here we are. Congratulations.
This item is nuts. If he can get to that, that's another big way to
Tell me,
change the
Lyrical, why
dynamics.
do I want it versus Terrorblade?
It's all magical damage. It makes everything terrifying. You can E-Blade him. You
That
can
sounds
run
pretty
on-
good.
The
Very
problem
good.
is he doesn't have an E-Blade, so...
Also, I think that was a Wind Waker that I saw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe Toronto Tokyo has one, and I don't think it ever got finished on DM. Although he's been hoarding quite a bit of gold himself.
Have to watch and see if Outsiders let them get to this stage, but right now these fights become the 14k gold lead becomes much less important than any vision, any
Yeah.
good opening, all of the rest of it. And of
Yeah,
course
no, the
buybacks.
net
the
worth
first
advantage
jump.
is pretty much
Blink canceled there on Yadro from the
negligible
tiebreaker, so it
at
doesn't
this
have an
stage
option.
for quite some time.
Still no buyback on the Tusk, no buyback on Ursa for gold. Same for Marcy and Dazzle. And Outsiders,
Can they do it?
again, hang out around this Eagle. They're going to push in those illusions on the bottom side, try and take the ranged racks. So this damage is good, but the melee ones are going to regenerate eventually.
Yeah, the fact they have all of their melee racks up too is actually kind of great because it's not that easy for Outsiders to just like kind of go in and try and like YOLO for megas or something, right? They're
Yeah.
too spread out at the moment. It's not like just like one single lane of racks. It's also not doing as much economical damage for them to be just sitting in their base. at this
Toronto
point,
Tokyo
and,
is
'cause
really,
the
like,
waves
if you
are
get
still
a
worth decent amount of
nullifier,
gold
you can
since they've
screw
only taken
him
the range
over
rack.
so hard.
In fact, get that nice bit of gold from the illusions.
There you go. They're making money being down.
Gotta look at the positive sides.
All right, we got a Swift Blink now finished up here for Ramses. Inventory's growing here.
I mean, this is one of those classic games where it's just going to be, you know, either one big fight and outsiders lose it all.
You know why this game's kept going? Because
Why's
we
that?
haven't played America's favorite game yet, despite
yeah?
there being 4 Roches. And so, Lyrical, I ask you again, when will this Roche be spawning?
I mean, if it's any indication, it's going to be early. That's what we've had, what, 3 times in a row
I think it's been 40-something seconds 3 times in a row or something.
All right, I'm gonna say 50 seconds then. We're going up a bit.
I'm going to go with 42.
All right, I like this.
For it's the meaning of death this game will be Roche.
Price is right. That's what we're playing, those rules.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't think we can sing that.
I just a couple notes.
Okay,
As long as I change the octave, whatever that means,
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay. And
What's it gonna
it's
be?
a really
Oh my
long one.
Goodness. About as long as it gets.
Oh, about 9 seconds to save there.
I mean, so this is also going to be a really back and forth
I mean,
moment.
GPK is going to be there a while.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to be in the pit.
That
But I
ward.
mean, it's going to be interesting, right? Because if you do happen, just outside of vision right there, if they feel like they have to stay around this area, there's a chance they might just bump into each other, and suddenly that starts out what could be a game-ending fight.
And then, like, what if you get the Aegis, and like,
Right.
let's say it's still even and there wasn't a big fight, then are you going to wait for the items?
Oh, vision down. Maposhka just outside of range. They see him there. The Hex comes
And
out.
this is gonna get
There's
bopped
the
out.
Aeon Disc, tries to survive. Good silence onto 3. Yadaro
Put
trying
on
to
to
bring down
Tokyo,
TM.
and is
He is
also
left
popped.
all alone. DM slowed down, and Ramses just jumps forward, blows up 1. The Hex comes out, but it's a bit
But
too late.
GPK?
down low,
Oh,
but
that
the
snowball save.
to keep him alive. Can he get out afterwards?
Oh.
It doesn't quite look like it. Invis the
Gouda!
cheese pass over
The
to
Gouda!
him to eat. Oh, that was pretty. That was very
Oh, that
pretty.
save from Yami.
Spirit, they lose 3. A buyback already on that Dazzle.
Yadaro's trying to chase.
Can they do it? Ah, it's so tempting.
That
It's been
was
early
so
Roaches. They don't know
stupidly
that
close, it's
not a
unreal.
pivotal fight right now. They can back out and still not lose out too much.
And the Hex there as well in Toronto, Tokyo. Just so many tools at this point available for outsiders. So well played in that fight. And finally, Yamich gets his chance, right? He's been targeted down so many times in the later stages of this game, but gets in there for the snowball save.
Unreal. And yeah, Yamich not only the snowball save, but then passing over the
Those
cheese.
fucking Aeon discs all
to
over the place.
Kunkka in the midst of all that chaos. Very well done.
And then Toronto actually had Wind Waker there too, and didn't go for the save on Mapochka because he had it too. So I was like, oh, he's gonna save his Wind Waker for some more important targets. But here we go, back in the real
Oh,
game.
refresher.
Snowball.
Yatoro
on
being
top.
chased.
There's the
Ramses
Hex.
still
Onto
going in.
Tokyo follows up. There's the turn onto Yamich. Dead again.
Yatoro
The
taking a
boats
lot
come
of damage
down.
from Ramses
Yatoro
though.
Tries to
Oh,
back
he got
away.
stunned.
He's slowed. The Grave is there. Has to turn to fight. Has to do something here. The Hex onto a couple from the low ground. Collapse doing some good damage. But the Torrent there for the lift up. Yatoro tries to back away. The
Okay,
enrage,
they
but
get
it's
the
not
kill onto
enough.
Yatoro, but
Dead for 2 minutes,
there's
does
still a
have
lot more,
buyback.
and he has a buyback.
Tokyo jumps in again. Collapse. Trying to bring
Royce up
down
in
this big
35.
bad
Ramses
Fairplay.
gonna get
Ramses
away?
running away.
He still has
is
thunder.
Hex. He does have it, but can he get it off in time? A couple more hexes, but Toronto Tokyo's there. He had the damage. Finds the kill and a buyback.
High
Versa,
ground.
and on the high ground, they find him.
He caught him.
Jump forward, dead.
And
What
Roche
was
is up
that
in
angle?
20.
He just aethered him.
Oh my goodness. And Roche 16 seconds away. That long spawn ends up favoring Team
They don't
Spirit
have
here.
buybacks on the
Buyback's getting
outsider
forced
side.
in here now.
Ah, yeah. They deward it. Oh, Roche, a couple more seconds is all they need. They buy back on the Tusk. 70 seconds on the Terrorblade.
Okay.
They need that one too.
Well, who's Collapse Viper? Why is he making plays on Viper, by the way?
TM goes
Oh,
in. Hex,
they're buying
look at that
back?
vision here. Got him under control. Yadro
DM
jumps forward, tries
TB
to
is a
bring him
little bit
down,
far
but there's
away
the control. The Hex is
still.
out, misses on the chains.
Mira's gonna get
Yadro
jumped very
taking
quickly,
so much
dropping
damage
low.
from
Shallow
the
Graves
double
dropped.
chakrams, and the buyback already
The
came from
control,
Ramses there. Not
and
gonna have
Yatoro
Versa in this
is
fight.
dead.
As he drops with
125, no buyback.
Collapse wanting to escape, but actually will. There's no X, no nothing left. He gets away.
Tokyo, he got Hakoda in the back as well. So no
And
Sky, but
Mapochka
obviously
is
still
now
looking
going to
very
get
good for
control. They're
Outsiders.
making sure that
Yeah,
the supports will
Mapochka goes
fall.
down.
Mira can't
also
jump to
caught.
anything.
And Mira going to be killed. Yamich made the rundown happen. They reclaim the gem.
No buyback.
And 3
This is your
heroes dead
chance.
for a very long time.
And what is the call?
Ah,
Did
it's
you
tough.
have the count here? Do you know Outsiders? Did you count 5 bullets or 6?
Where are they at? Do you feel lucky? They buy back on Marcy. They need everything
At least
right now
get
to hold on to
megas.
this.
And
And it
then
looks
go
like they're going to
Roche?
give up the mega creeps.
I
But
don't
do
know.
Outsiders
Maybe
push
go
for
for
it
the
all?
finish. Toronto
They've
can
got
do a
the
lot of work
racks.
though.
Do they want to just try and end it here? 59 minutes into this game. Will they take the chance? Ramses, he wants it.
There is
Wants to
no
end it right
dazzle.
now,
That's
goes
the
forward
biggest
for the
problem.
tier
They
4
don't have the
towers.
save either.
They dispose one, try and bring
Go,
them down.
DM taking
The
a
X
heap
out
of damage.
afterwards. The fight looks pretty good so far for Outsiders. Toronto, Tokyo not able to bring down anybody.
Okay, now they have
Ramses
to be
has a
really
little
careful.
down. And has to Wind Waker away. They pull back and collapse.
Oh,
He's
no,
in
Collapse
trouble.
is dead.
Collapse is dead. Has the buyback available. Marcy down 2. It's 2
45.
against 5. The
Let
glyph
a
is
meta
there,
pop for
I don't
Ramses.
think that they have enough damage as Team Spirit can only
DM?
look on.
He's in
try
trouble?
and find DM. Maybe they can bring that
There's
Stimmus
no
off, but the
BKBs
Clover
available,
King is
that's the
there.
problem.
They find Collapse again.
And Collapse will
With
die,
that,
and that should
only
be
one
GG.
remain. GG called. Outsiders, they hold out.
Well, Team Spirit certainly didn't make it easy for them throughout the latter half of this game, but Outsiders just proving that their draft in the end was going to give them a better chance for the success, I would say. Not only just
But that
obviously
was
they played really
way
well, but
too
this
close
idea
for
of just
comfort,
trying
that
to break
game.
apart Outsiders,
That
they couldn't
was
find it from Team Spirit, right? They just got to
If they
do
just
whatever
had
they
a
wanted
slightly
across the
better
map.
late
The waves
game
kept
draft,
pushing
Spirit
in
would
their
have won
favor.
that game.
Very difficult for Team Spirit to find a way back.
Because their
into this one, despite some
lineup was
excellent ganks and the
shit
utilization
late
of that
game.
burst potential of
But
the
they still
Ursa.
did so much work.
Couldn't quite get there for the W.
No, and it was a couple of those moments where, you know, neither team has all the information that they need to make the right decision, and it just starts getting a little bit too wild in the pit. Crazy game number 1. Oftentimes these things can, like, it can be tough to mentally reset, but Team Spirit, they've done that more than a few times. So we'll see if they can pull it back together. I mean, Jesus, there's so many Roches. We don't normally see that.
It was a good one to start one out for this series, I would say. So we'll see if the other ones continue like that, or if maybe we'll get something a little bit faster, like it looks like Team Spirit's Heroes we're imagining in the next one.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Well, one last time now. We're going to head on back to the panel, let them break down all that action.
Thank you so much, guys. So many Roches indeed, and so many impactful ones, just absolutely determining like just the swing of the fight here. All right, everybody.
Wait, that's Suns fans?
Roche contesting. We talked
Wife?
about that, like dire issues, perhaps the Ursa in play. It just seems like that has been the
Hey, sup,
stage of the
SMG?
fight almost every single time, contesting that Roshan.
Yeah, Roche is big. I mean, it dictates so much. It dictates
Roche
where
is
you're trying
big.
to play on the
Really?
map, all these smoke ganks. We see both teams smoking at the same time and like going around each other. Every move is just thinking forward, forward, forward. When can we get that Roche? And that's where all these big fights came from.
Whenever,
No, go ahead.
yeah, whenever you had a hero such as Ursa, Roche needs to be a focal point of the game, right? But it's not only, I believe it's with any single lineup at the moment that can take Roche easily. These two teams, however, the way they move and fight around the
Outsiders
court
is Russia
for me
is
was
First Pro,
incredible. It's
yeah.
not even- it's not
But
even,
there's not allowed to be
once the
called
team
First
fight
Pro
starts,
because
it's
of
like a minute and a half, 2
Ukraine
minutes
war.
before it starts, the way they smoke, the
at
way they take
Outsiders from map
areas,
1. So did
like,
I.
They mirror each other's movements very, very well and very often. Like you could see smokes on both sides, even scans at like that connect on both teams, right? They know what's happening. They know who's moving where. No one is showing on the map, and they know what's about to happen in that pit. The only question is who initiates first, who gets a better jump, and usually it was Outsiders because of the Timber, just Timber chaining in, right?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think their way to kind of start a fight was this take people in the front. For Spirit, they needed to kind of take these fights in like a more delicate, precise way with this Marcy catching one and Ursa blowing them up. Because it didn't really feel like, you know, as the game went on, they shouldn't have an answer for this TP, but they did still like stay so competitive because of how many pickups this Marcy kept finding.
Yeah, when Outsiders were in advantage state, it was so nice how they played the map. Like, one of my favorite lead-ups to a Roche was, like, you see this line get drawn on the map. Kunkka TP's bot starts pushing it out. The rest of the team smoke kind of through the edge of their own jungle into the triangle. They basically flush Spirit out of that area back towards top, and then they
Pepperoni
know where
with
Spirit
banana
are, and then they
peppers
make another,
about
like,
to pull
gunning
up.
play for top jungle. It's like really, really
Wait,
lovely seeing how they
are
play
you
that.
actually talking about you
still
have
have
a
a feeling that
pepperoni
for
pizza
Outsiders,
with
it was a little bit
bananas
easier to
and
execute
peppers
with
on
the
it?
heroes that they had.
That sounds disgusting.
From the get-go, like the tri-lane on tri-lane situation on the bottom lane perhaps did not benefit them that much, but the top lane one-on-one with the Timber definitely did. Timber got a lot of levels. With those levels, with the farm,
19 to
pretty much he got
13.
by creep skipping.
What?
He ignored the bear, that's it. He didn't poke it, he just ignored it behind the tower and he farmed a small
Damn.
very often. So
DM
he got
flexing.
a level advantage, net worth advantage that he used extremely well in that mid game. But overall, I think that we have confirmation on Ursa versus Timber matchup when it comes to the lane, at least, as he's 19, 2, and 13.
Now, I want to circle back a little bit here as far as how Ramsey's on the Terror Blade, and just even if you're tuning in like halfway through the game, you're looking at the scoreline, you're looking at the gold advantage on the side of Outsiders, but the game just would not end. And Team Spirit, besides the way that you said, I heard you all like say they're playing really well, they're itemizing really well too, but that Terror Blade was just really hard to contain on the late game, right?
Yep. Like the way I see it as well, the way Marcy jumps in, she gets eliminated
played
instantly, right?
really
On the
well
other
on
side, you
Outsiders,
have
but
this
they
DM
played
that
like
can go in
really
first on
okay on
Timber, so
Outsiders,
which
I
buys
would
enough
say.
time
They
for
didn't
the
play
Yamich task to
superb.
actually
Yeah,
pick his
Toronto
target,
played
which
incredibly
usually was
well on the
Ursa. He
Void
jumps in,
Spirit.
he's
That's the only
Ursa,
reason that they were in the
doesn't
game
allow him
for so
really
long
kite,
as well.
doesn't allow him to do his stuff.
Like DM gets
other
MVP
hand,
obviously, but if they
I just
won
felt
on
Miposhka was always in danger.
this side of
Like,
Spirit,
it's
then it would have
every
100%
fight.
been
It doesn't
Toronto
matter, he
Tokyo
has
getting MVP.
HLNs, he has that high range, but he's always in danger.
Yeah, he even went a Blink Dagger.
And on
Or
this
the-
Blink Dagger HLNs, that's that's telling.
If anything, to me, I feel like this game should maybe been a bit more straightforward for Outsiders. Like, like they come away with the win, but I feel like there were just some itemization decisions as well as just some of the fights than the way they took it. Where obviously Spirit played great to win those fights, but I think this game went longer and was a bit closer than Outsiders would have liked.
Yeah, when people talked a lot about TI-10, I think the main thing Spirit were good at was warding and playing around their wards, and I did see that brilliance a bit in this game, like that cliff ward in their jungle towards their base. Yeah, they played around that really, really well. That was probably one of the best fights they got with Ramses having that Aegis. They just kind of baited Outsiders into overextending onto that cliff, killed him twice.
Yeah,
with
but DM
the
played
Marcy
really well.
tossbacks,
So
and
big
kinda
props to him.
cleaned up, managed to split the team in half, and like that's like the playing around vision that makes them so formidable as a team.
Yeah, on one side you have wards, on the other side you have Yamich, who's just chilling on the cliff, right? Like they position his task up there and just wait until anyone shows up.
A cuddly ward, so to speak. So I suppose we can find out soon enough if Team Spirit can rally after that Game 1 loss. It looked close, but not close enough this time around. So perhaps for game number 2, they can tie the series up, but we will find out after this break.
But yeah, that was game 1. Outsiders, pretty well done by the Outsiders. Still my team that I pegged for winning the entire fucking major. I still believe, even though that was not a great game of theirs, I think their shot calling that game wasn't too great. The only plus was that their drop is just better. And the supports of Spirit were playing pretty well as well. Gotta say that Miposhka and Mira were playing excellently. Catches that Mira got, Miposhka with the saves, and just pure annoying. For a little bit. Nice. Cool reason. Really? They're having a duel?
You stole my whole creep wave. That's what you got. You got me, son, in this town. You'll drop it.
Oh my god, this is too cringe. I want to see what Twitch chat's saying. Softweave Plus Collection, Secret Labs. I still have never sat in an actual gaming chair. I don't even know if it's actually comfortable or if it's just all for show. I know they cost a fortune though. That I do know. It's now here, Nom Nom. Oh, your pizza with banana and peppers. I don't know. Banana on pizza. To be fair, I eat banana on pancakes, so I probably shouldn't talk about what's icky. No, banana on pancakes. Delicious.
Power can be found in any number of places. Scientists will tell you that it comes in newtons. Gamers will say that it can be found in silky skills. We will say that the power lies in real thrills. In the play with perfect ping. In the runes and crystals. In every frag and gank. In your personal winnings.
What is this?
Lock and load for
Oh,
PGL
wow.
Arlington.
The fuck? I may be addicted to pepperoni pizza with banana and peppers. It's a weird combination. Normal, at least have a normal addiction, like a normal human being. You know, crack
Welcome
cocaine
back, everyone.
or some shit.
We just saw Outsiders
be weird.
take down game number 1 against Team Spirit in this best of 3 of the upper bracket. Looks like we're gonna try and see if Team Spirit can make a comeback here.
I
take
probably
us to
should
game
mute my.
3. For that to happen, my lovely panel, what do they have to do?
I feel
Question
like,
mark?
hello? I feel
Hello?
like
Hello?
one of the nicest things for them to do is put Yatoro on the last pick so that he can actually counter and not get countered, right? Like the issue that was thrown at them was this Timber Saw, and I think they reacted to it a little bit too much with a very early Ursa pick, right?
Yeah, when they picked it, they didn't see he knew his lane matchup, but he didn't know what the enemy carry or mid was, so Outsiders get the chance to pick 2 heroes that can be difficult for an Ursa to deal with.
Yep.
Well, I mean, do you think that kind of comes into play here as we're waiting for both teams to do their picks and sides? Like, for Team Spirit, they started off in the Dire, so they knew that they were going to be getting first pick. Is that going to be a concern coming into this for this draft?
I do like hot and
Are
spicy
they,
pizza
second
though.
pick now?
I think
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
because Outsiders was second pick last.
obviously, it changes the draft a little bit, right? For both teams, the bans might be different as well. So we'll see how they adapt to it. Perhaps Marcy will not be first phased, and then they can combo it up instantly with Marcy +1. But I have to admit that that was one of the weaker Marcys that I've seen in this tournament. I'm not saying that Mira is bad on the hero. On contrary, like he's really good, but in that specific matchup, it just didn't feel like it worked. He jumps in, he disappears before I even see him.
Right.
Sometimes the hero he would dispose would die, but he would always die.
Yeah,
that was like without guarantee.
And on the other side, you have this task that just feels better at what he's doing, right? Like he jumps in, he
next
snowballs,
time.
he saves for
I don't even
long
think we
enough
can.
for the teammate to
Or the
I don't
pizza
know,
with
pop the cheese
banana
like
on
the
it.
Kunka did, or get out safely. Meanwhile, Marcy, you jump in, that's it for you.
There's always this fear in the draft that like they might not take the hero you're prepping for, but if they had first pick again, maybe you could take the Viper first instead of the Marcy, and then you have more of a flexibility there if they do take the Timber again. Like I know
Fuck
Mira's a very
picking
good Rubik.
Viper.
You could
Why is
always
everyone
throw out the
picking
Rubik as a
Viper?
response to the Timber because you get way more damage, a bit more control.
Is Timber maybe, what do you think, Sheep? Is Timber something that they might even consider banning after this first game, or is it something that you are just thinking about possible answers to in the future?
I'm just thinking of possible answers. I don't know what if they want to change things. DM is a flexible
Nice
offlaner.
bowling technique. I
His
got
Timber
bought
is
by having
definitely
bad
one
genes.
of the more
Hey,
fearsome
same
things in
here.
his arsenal, but he's willing to play many other cheesy
Terrible,
heroes. Like he's
terrible
got
genes.
a Lycan, you know, he can play the Necrophos, he's got the Visage too. Like he's got a whole bag of cheese, all different types. You can't just ban one hero and be like, all right, we're good.
So he's your kind of sort of player.
Oh hell yeah, I love that.
Give the
Yeah,
cheese
do I.
out, yeah.
So do I, but
I
it's
agree
all
with
on
a
my
lot. I
ass.
think the
So
Timber
if you
personally
want an
is still
ass hair
worth
wig,
just
I
because
could make one
these
for you.
really good Timber players, which it seems to be DM and MR, they just can't be countered, it feels like, in these games. Like, doesn't matter what hero's on the other side. There's an Ursa, there's a
also have
Viper,
kinda
and he still
Hobbit's
just
feet,
has this huge
so
game
that
where he pops off,
I could make a nice
farms a ton,
mustache
has
for
a
it.
huge impact. Like, I think it's just worth banning. Make him play one of those other heroes. Like, yeah, he can play, like, a huge, wide range of heroes incredibly well, but Timber is just, it's so hard with what it does to your draft, because it forces you to pick certain things to deal with it.
And some teams versus OG, like you mentioned, have been banning out Timber, so...
Oh, every team.
everyone.
He's played, I think he's had one game the entire tournament where he played Timber. Every other game it's been banned.
Some teams.
And then
99%.
at the risk of banning out the Timber slot, right? You give up a ban slot, and we saw the Puck banned out like during the first game. So is that something that you're gonna want to let through, or perhaps the Tiny, or any other of these favored heroes coming into this meta right now? And is that maybe something you'd be like, you know what, we can deal with this more than we can deal with that?
I personally find Puck worse than Timber to deal with because he's just so much harder to catch on the side lanes when he's split pushing. Like we've seen Timber in unfavorable games where they're on the back foot a bit, and it's like just way riskier for him to do so much. Whereas Puck
weird
just always feels like he has
I
the
have no
advantage
idea.
over you.
So, but you got two bans, you know? Ban them both.
You should ask him.
Hell yeah.
There's nothing else that's good in Dota.
And then just tell
I would
ban
honestly
Tiny,
also
and then you
do
don't,
nothing
like,
else but make
ban
weird
Tiny, Bristle, ban
faces
Dazzle
to
for
the
us,
cam
please.
the
Like,
entire
just,
time.
Just ban
if I
Hall
were
in the
to do
hero
that.
pool in the first phase. Yeah. I saw some
Just fuck
discussion
around.
around adding the 3 bans at the start of the game back. I'm down. I'm sick of Puck. I'm sick of a lot of heroes.
For me, it's kind of team killing for some teams that have individual players that are really good at a couple of heroes, like 3 heroes. You ban all 3 out, and then you pretty much end their career and you force them into being a streamer. So,
Who are you talking about here?
no,
who
just hypothetical.
Just hypothetically. It's not real, gods.
no, I
And there
should
won't
probably
be
saw
any
it on,
good
like, a
Dota
TV
for
show.
a while after this one, right? SMG, in I think a week or 2, there is the not Nigma Galaxy. Yeah, I think is it the Nigma event? Yeah, I think it's the Nigma Galaxy event in Thailand, and then I think a week after that it's the ESL Malaysia. Because ESL Malaysia starts end of this month. And then the TI qualifiers will start, I think, beginning of September until half September. And then afterwards, well, in October, it's TI. And there's also that small tournament before TI. That is called the wildcard tournament. You also have that one. And after TI, there's Masters of Gaming. So there's a lot of Dota coming up in a row. Can we talk about climate change? Yeah, shit's hot outside. It should stop it. Stop being hot. That's pretty much my climate change right there.
Sad, right?
Just start by having a good draft. This time, they have second pick, so they're going to get the counters on second and last phase, which is great for them. The bans are currently taking a little bit of time. I think Spirit are really just thinking about what they want, because when Outsiders have first pick, at the end of this first phase, they love to pick these Bat Riders and Timbersaws. I think this is the type of idea that Spirit is tossing up in their heads right
It was
now.
always hot in summer. Climate change
And like
is a
what
Jewish.
they wanna
What the
leave,
fuck
what
are
they
you
could
even
potentially pick
talking
to
about?
dissuade one or have an answer to it when it eventually
Gamers
comes out.
Galaxy Thailand.
Yeah,
That's the
Outsiders can really
tournament I
hurt
was
you in
looking
the
for.
first phase if you're not careful. So I think that's why
Which
this
starts
taking longer.
I like your. I like
on
your
the
just started having a
16th.
good draft. When the
Pretty
first
much
game
right
started,
after
I
the
popped
major
by.
ends,
I was going to the green room. I
it
popped
starts
by Team Spirit's room.
with
They were
Fnatic,
silent inside.
Execration,
I
Boom,
asked him,
Army
like,
Geniuses, Polaris,
who do you
Resurgence,
think-
Talon, and
who
Team
has the better
SMG.
draft? And
Yep.
he's like, hopefully us.
150k tournament.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, that's not something that you expect from these two teams, from these players, from these coaches.
All
If
in
they think that
outsiders,
they have a
all
better
day,
draft,
every.
like,
No,
if
that's
you
a
guys
lie.
remember
Not
ours,
all in
exactly,
outsiders.
even if they don't have the better draft,
Yeah.
Right.
they'll be like, yeah,
Yeah.
we got this.
I feel like 90% of the time you talk to coaches, they always say, yeah, we have the better draft. And it's like, you can't both have the better draft. Like, what's going on here?
And there it is, right? The Timbersaw is banned out, so it is the Tiny that comes through, and it's a similar opening to last time, but this time flipped around. It's Marcy on Outsiders.
So now you just have to be afraid. Are they going to Bat Rider? What else do they want? You have your pick of like Marcy combo. It's Bat.
It's like these four heroes is literally what I expected in 99% of openers at this tournament.
Yeah.
And we did get that at the first couple of days, but teams have moved away at least a tiny little bit.
Oh, and there's been a lot more, I think, ban priority on Tiny and Razor specifically.
Yep. Now you can see the Outsiders with their next ban instantly into that Queen of Pain. They're protecting the Batrider, makes it safer to kind of
Probably
shuffle
going for
things
Spirit
around
map
if
2,
necessary.
but waiting
Batrider
for
can
all
suddenly be
picks.
a mid even, doesn't necessarily have
Let's
to be on
see,
the offlane.
they've got the Marcy
I think the idea
Bat.
earlier of the Shadow Demon versus the Bat Rider
DM
was
plays
so
a decent
beautiful.
amount of
I would
Bat,
love
right?
to see Spirit do that.
With the Dispel as well.
The
Yeah,
offlane.
like the cleanse that you get from the shard, it's fantastic.
What
And
does exclamation
you
mark
have
rate normally
a
do?
Tiny who's going to handle your like initiations and stuff, so SD kind of slots in there nicely, adds your more like save.
Razor
The
Tiny,
disruption's so
yeah,
good
Mirror
because
Tiny
Bat's
is
gonna
always
wanna
nice.
get that BKB and just kind of walk into the fight, lasso like Razor or whoever, and then bring them out. When you get that
Probably
SD ult onto him,
collapse
his move speed is
Razor.
slowed so hard, it helps save your carry or whoever, and it also gets him
I
killed.
think
Like
Toronto
you
Tokyo
add
Voice
some,
Spirit was
physical
pretty
damage hero
bad,
that
but
can just
against
click him
Bat
down,
Rider
like
it's
a
a little bit
nice
scary.
ranged hero, and that's like a really nice combo.
Look at all the heroes that they're banning on the side of Outsiders. Now a Void comes out as well. Just making sure that
They
wherever
ban
the
a
bat
Quap.
goes, it should be fine. But there's others, right? Like there's,
Actually, Quap is really
what
good
else
against
is there?
Bat in
There's
the
a Jug.
laning stage.
Jug,
Because of the
Weaver.
slow.
Weaver, Lifestealer perhaps
Yeah.
as well. Not as good as
These,
the previous
these
two,
are
but
like non-meta heroes almost, but
Oh. Yeah, the Weaver was like, Yatora really liked
Finish
that. Was it
pizza norm on
Riyadh that he
apple
was playing
pie.
it a
Look
lot?
at the rich man
I liked it
eating
anyway.
pizza
I think
and
there's
apple
a lot
pie,
of
a
heroes you would
fucking
like to ban,
dessert.
but these ones seem good. I think right now,
Spending money like it's
I just want to look
nothing.
for a little bit of save on Spirit. And maybe Outsiders could just look at more of that physical damage to complement Bat, like TA has been really good on GPK and Ramses.
yeah, because so far they don't really have a lot. They have a ton of catch, but damage, at least the physical one on Outsiders, is lacking, right?
Now, as far as like supports go, I know Outsiders, they really love to play their Dazzle with the Marcy here. Is that, I don't see how Spirit would like probably expense that on a ban for Dazzle.
I go through a lot on Takeout Monthly.
For
Not
the side of
proud.
Spirit, would that
Bro,
be
I
something
weigh
that they're gonna have an
93
issue with
kilo.
then if they let that through?
They let the
93
Dazzle through?
kilograms. I
It
weighed
has been done,
myself.
like the hero has
earlier
been banned
this
in
evening.
previous series.
I am
Like, Dazzle,
ashamed of
like,
my
there's
weight.
a reason why he
I
has
am
a
too
high
fat.
win rate, high
I am
contest
way
rate
too
as well.
fat.
So if you think that if you've
I'm at the
seen,
stage, if
hero
I'm
picked
going
these two,
swimming
and if it's something that
and the
outsiders are
netting in
comfortable
my
with,
pants,
yeah. The other option
with
is you take it
my
yourself, 'cause Spirit gets
fat
the first
thighs
pick
rubbing
coming out of
against
this
each
phase,
other,
and generally
get
this is where you just
really
wanna take your
sore.
5 and reveal nothing.
and
Like,
that
you
is a
get
very
two
sad
basically
moment
last picks,
when
your
your
counter picks coming up.
thighs
So
are just
picking a
scraping each
support here
other.
just reveals the least to your opponents.
I think it's really dangerous for them right now, though, because if they
Sadness.
do take like a Dazzle or like a Shadow Demon type hero, you become very susceptible to getting Zooed. Europe East absolutely adore Beastmaster. It's not banned this game. Same for Lycan. These types of heroes could really like pick apart Spirit's lineup if they're not careful.
They get it, and I love your idea, Sheep, because they're not only great versus Dazzle, they're pretty good against Razor too. So something like a Lycan with the bat on the mid lane, for me, I would love to see that for
Did today between 200 to 300 push-ups didn't count.
Like,
That's
DM's
not as
really
much
good
as
at
you
it, so
did a couple of weeks ago.
If they don't pick it, I would be a little surprised on what their other
My
ideas
man's
are.
starting to
It's a
slack.
tricky position for Spirit to be in because you have to pick this. It's a support. You're picking it blind. You kind of just want to pick your support, leave your counter picks for your cores. You can pick, like, let's say, a Wyvern in preparation of a Zoo, but then they don't pick Gozu. You pick the Dazzle because it's like a stronger laner, just better all around. And then, yeah, maybe they pick heroes that are good against the Dazzle. So
you can't cover all your bases, but you can't cover all your bases because you didn't expend any of the bans on these Zoo heroes, right?
True.
So that's already kind of a
Peppa.
setup that didn't go in their way.
Pepstone
That
is
opens up
it
this
Peppa or
draft for
fucking hell.
outsiders to
The
abuse.
dark blue color is really
Definitely the
hard
hope
to
is that
read,
you-
especially
I mean,
because
with
it's late
that
down and I'm
mid
fucking
and
lazy.
carry
But
last pick, you
Pepstone
can, you know,
at
get something that
2-0
answers
is what
anything
he's
outsiders
feeling.
throw your
I'm
way.
not too sure.
Nature's Prophet. That's
Safe lane
very
Ramses.
favorite matchup versus the Razor.
It's not necessarily full Zoo, but
I mean, they're trees.
it's good.
Yeah, they're little treants. They kind of count, little minions that follow you around.
I mean, yeah,
You watching
I think
Astra
like, the
later?
strongest thing about Nature's Prophet is just this 15-minute shard timing. If you get it,
I'm already
it's very
really
hard
tired.
for most heroes to deal with how tanky they are and how much
We'll see
damage they do.
how
You
much
send that
energy
down
I
the
have.
lane, someone has to deal with it, or you're losing your
Really,
objective,
Jakiro.
your tower. Sorry, and outsiders.
two supports who
meanwhile,
have a
can just
lot of
fight on the other
lockdown.
side of the map. Also, they have amazing setup here. Mossy and Bat can both find and catch heroes, and Nature's is always going to be able to be there with the TP.
That is a
So now
plus.
you're
That
looking
global
at,
mobility is
Spirit
pretty
with their last, pick here before
spot
the
on
final
with bad
phase.
bots.
I mean, there's not a lot. I think they still have to kind of worry about. Is this going to be?
And
I'm
NP.
expecting what is this? Ramsey's Prophet, who he
Most likely,
has played?
Most likely, yeah. And whenever I see the Prophet on, that's most likely a position 1. Well, it's still possible offlane. I think about Spectre. I think about these heroes that can get on top of him easily. That's not a Spectre, but it is a hero that also deals well with the Bat. If the Bat Rider is on his lane,
Pretty good
Phantom
PL
Lancer
game.
should do fine against him.
I guess it's a
decent
little bit
combo,
like
with the
Ice Bath
Dazzle.
can be annoying, but for the most
Overall,
part, it's
right,
really
like,
hard
yo,
to
I
hit
know,
an
I
Ice
hate
Bath
the
on
human
PL because he's so mobile.
But if there's a
But-
game for it,
If there's a
Yeah.
game for it, this looks like a decent one.
yeah, this hero has struggled when teams not named LGD.
Hey, Pepstone, thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated.
Everyone into thinking that the hero is actually good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I know Spirit's played it once or twice, I believe. But I don't mind the pick just because of what you see here and what you need to play.
It's
You're
also
like,
a good
this
lane
is
'cause
the
you
kind of
got
game
PL
where
plus
makes
Dazzle,
sense. And then one of the big issues
which
they
can
had
really
last game
fuck
was
up your
just that
opponents.
In general, that late game scaling where they
Odds
showed that
started
they-
dropping the
like,
moment
Spirit are so
PL
good
came
when it
out.
comes to
I
the
kind of
background.
expected
Something you've
that.
highlighted, so like we
Well,
see
the odds are
the
still
late
like
game fun, but what were they
1.9
defending for? They didn't have the better late game, so it just feels like they
for
wanna make
Spirits
sure they come into this game
on
with that better late
Cloud
game
Bet.
carry.
I think like when I see this PL though, it scares me a little bit because outsiders have not picked their offlane yet, and they also don't have last overall pick of the draft. So Spirit are meant to be using these 2 picks here to counter outsiders' whole draft, but now outsiders still get a lane counter. Or in the offlane, there's quite a lot of different ideas. You have like the Underlord. You could see that someone like Faith Beyond picking Koto offlane. Like Koto Core is pretty damn good against some PL. There is a lot of choice here for outsiders, yeah. So
Went
the lane
from
matchups might
1.8
not be
to
in Spirit's favor.
1.65
I
quick
love
on
your
Bitcoin
ideas,
new
and you
book.
can see the
Oh.
Team Spirit, they are already trying to protect
Yeah, no,
themselves
it's still
from some of
1.9.
these, like Lashrak and the Doom. Lashrak more so than the Doom is amazing versus PL, but Doom as well. You itemize
I would
properly,
say
you get that
Thunderpick
early
has
Shivas,
really
and
good
suddenly the
selections
PL
as well.
truly struggles to have an impact. in that
Thunderpick has an
game.
amazing amount of selections.
I do like the Underlord. I do like something like a Tide, like you said. The Kotl is a bit wild and out there.
It's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I would rather see a full front line, kind of an offlaner, if that's what they're getting. A Necro as well was a decent idea.
Oh yeah, DM's very good at that one. Oh my god, it's a Darkseer, baby!
Okay.
Alright, Lyrical's gonna be so
Right.
Oh, this is fantastic, yeah. Like, you're just gonna be Ion Shelling your Mossy, your Bat Rider. They're
I
gonna
mean,
be
it's a
running in and
nice
doing so much damage. This wall has the potential to absolutely destroy Spirit. They
It's a
don't
nice
have any
combo
disengage
with the
from
Ice
wall.
Bath. Macro
Oh
Pyre.
god, if they get hit by a 4 or 5 man vacuum, oh my god.
Yeah, right now for Spirit, when you're looking at this draft, what do they need? They need a playmaker from that mid lane. Spirits that are left in the pool, they go with the Pango instead, okay?
Well,
Yeah.
the big wall team fight combo comes down. You've got a Pango to maybe try and disrupt it. You know, I think it's a good pick, and it makes sense here, especially when you have a hero that can have it.
I like
lane
Team
mid
Spirit's
against the
draft
Batrider,
more.
Even though it's the melee hero, you shouldn't be dying to the Batrider with the swashbuckle out. So
It solves a couple of their problems as well. Most importantly for me is the Nature's Prophet split pushes, right? Like it's much easier when you have that Pango to be able to defend against the shard that Shippo has mentioned just a minute ago.
Right. Now, do you feel, final thoughts here, has Spirit addressed the holes from their first game to tie this series up?
Do you guys think that they still have problems, still have issues, and that it's much easier for outsiders seemingly to execute here? Like the PL versus the Nature's Prophet matchup is good, but everything else there that connects it is perhaps a bit weaker.
yeah, they've just gone a different direction. Like they adjusted based on what kind of caused them maybe to lose game one, and said, okay, we're gonna pick this better late game carry, make sure that your Toro can at least counter some of these heroes and not pick his hero too early in the draft. I think I'm okay with Spirit's draft. I think Dazzle is such a good lane secure that I don't think they're gonna get run over by this Darkseer lane. But if that lane doesn't go well, things can look pretty bad for Spirit.
I don't know. I think if Darkseer and the Marcy are both shelled up and Marcy rebounds onto Dazzle, it's really easy to kill him, and PL's not going to be able to protect him. That's not what he can do in lane.
2.
So it's a bit scary for me.
1.86
I'm just excited to see how DM does. It's kind of all on that for me.
Well,
Point
there you have
5
it. It's going to be a bit scary,
units.
but perhaps if any team can do it, it's going to be Spirit. But for now, we have casters, Lyrical and Trent. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Nikki, in the panel, and we do indeed have the Dark.
I like Spirit's draft a bit
DM.
more.
Yeah.
Gotta love this
than
hero.
Outsiders.
Also, I really love his. If you can see right behind Trent
The
over there, his double.
Darkseer
thumbs up.
is
Like,
pretty
hey,
neat.
What's happening?
But it also does mean that
Is that his
PL's
move
gonna
with
have
this hero
free
this game?
lane.
Is it a this Darkseer game, or is it like a
Time will tell. I think that the panel was right, that it's going to depend a lot on how that lane goes and if they're able to make it work. I've seen it go well, I've seen it go bad, and DM definitely one of the best on this hero in the entire world. And can they try and shut down that PL? It's going to be something we watch for as we get ready to go into this game number
I think
2.
the
And
lane
again,
is just too...
so much on the line for
like,
these two teams here.
It's
If Outsiders
technically
win,
a
it is
good
direct
counter to the
spot for them
PL, but
into
it's
TI. They
also
don't
like
have to
he's
play
gonna
through
have
those, like,
farm
really
on the
terrifying
PL. He's not gonna get
European
harassed in
qualifiers.
the lane that
So we'll
much,
have to wait and see how it goes.
which is what I
Well, as every
find
draft,
a little
you
bit
were calling
scary.
for Darkseer.
right.
The second this guy sees an Agi carry, they could Darkseer. Those are always the words out of his mouth. And this time he was correct.
Right.
But immediately you were saying, there are some issues here. Particularly the Dazzle can be kind of a frustrating. If your Surge is down, that could be
Right.
bad, right?
In the laning stage.
Yeah, in the laning stage, you just get punched by the poison. But then you were saying that shard, that's a big change to this matchup now.
That's right, and that's the one that's like the most painful, is that the wall is always so valuable, but with Dazzle, you just throw out that poison touch, you get the shard, and all of the illusions are gone instantly.
So hopefully they're still standing in the wall. That would be great.
That would be
then the Dazzle's helping you, but
Exactly.
there's a chance you just lose all that bonus damage as they're making their way away from the wall.
This is the long con, DM, he already knows that they're going to be going to TI. He just believes in that team that much, and he's trying to get it buffed before TI comes around.
All right.
That's what's going to happen.
So someone else is going to tank another L for Darkseer's benefit. All right. Thank you.
Well, let's see how this is gonna go.
But the other hero that we should definitely watch out for a lot is going to be this Ramsey's Nature's Prophet, as everybody heads on over to the side. The toss back onto his own team, and Image runs into all of them. Mira now in trouble. That is going to be a dead
First
time.
blood for Outsiders.
So the toss back did not work.
That was a
Outsiders,
nice
let 'em know how they
attempt.
feel about it.
Question
The
mark.
tips have found DM, the only one
Exclamation mark?
who's not BM. He tipped bad.
That's good. Is that a misclick or?
That would be quite the misclick at that point. But yeah, Ramsey's Nature's Prophet. This is something that we did not get to see very often through the DBC, because, well, once he just started showing off on it, because there was a point where he was being first phase banned.
Yeah.
Where you just did not want to deal with this at all. And traditionally, like, I don't know if they had some crazy lane idea or some sort of a concept that I was missing, but this is a matchup that most Razor teams would want to avoid right away.
It's true.
So they got Razor in the first phase, and then with all their bans in the second phase, they just left this in, assuredly knowing that he would pick it.
Yeah, I mean, this has been
Toronto versus
it's no
GPK
secret
mid.
in the
Toronto
region, it's
10
no secret from
sticky
other teams out in
napalm
the
stacks.
region.
Very
This has
annoying,
been
but he
one of
does
his
these
go-to
guys max
heroes. That's made
those.
so much happen. But
stick
maybe
charges.
feeling like they've come up with an answer for it that just exists outside of just that lane. Time will tell as GPK facing off against Toronto Tokyo in this mid lane, stacking up that poison. You can see Maposhka already trying to get some punish here onto Marcy and has the poison touch. He has to TP out. Yemich down low, almost dead. Did go all the way home and has boots first, so we'll take not too long.
Can't TP towards mid, so he's going to have to run to the
Your support
lane.
is tanking all that for you as a Darkseer, because level
A little
1 can
bit
be a little bit tough
problematic.
for the hero. You don't have that many things you can do. Sometimes you're like double shelling the wave or something, so gets into level 2, and then of course level 3 is where you really pop off with that second point in the ion shell. And if you can, you would love to try and take vacuum.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
No.
that is Dazzle in a nutshell. Super hard to play against. So we take a look back down bottom here again. 6-2 versus 6-2. So far, Collapse having a good time. Did start with boots there, as you can see the level 1 Iron Shell not doing a ton.
I'm
able to force
in
back Maposhka
3
wall at
units
the very least.
and outsiders.
Spells on
Tell me if
cooldown.
I make a mistake.
Both heroes just going to try and farm up what they
Well,
can, 'cause
you
as
know,
soon as
I
poison touches
personally
level 3,
think
it
it
starts to
like
get pretty
the
scary too.
lineup of
Level
Team
2
Spirit
for the-
more.
Yeah.
But I can definitely
so
see
it'll be,
outsiders winning this
probably
game.
Level 2 Iron Shell, where you'd imagine the kill would be up top.
Like,
for
it's not
outsiders.
unheard
the
of.
mid lane, we got to be careful about a kill there
PL
at
is,
some point from the bat onto the
Darkseer is
Pango.
pretty
You know, one
good
bad
against
swashbuckler, you
PL,
could go
obviously.
down. So, and then the bottom lane, of course, there's always potential when it comes to tossbacks, and especially if you just go a little bit too deep on a Razor, perhaps you could find some trouble. So definitely some kill options.
But
on all
I
three lanes
just
right now.
like the fact that PL should have a
there.
free lane.
Throws out.
And I think
Heal
that's a little
now.
bit
Oh, the
too
value.
incredibly dangerous.
Oh,
Double
rebound
poison.
and surge.
Hey, welcome back,
So they
SMG.
get away for now from Maposhka and pull the wave all the way back to this tower here. But you can see just how annoying this hero is in lane. There's a reason this has been picked so early on consistently across every team, it feels like.
Spirit will win map 2. I'm the chi bender.
And so far, so
Chi
good.
bender.
18
What the
and
fuck
3
is a
for that
chi
PL.
bender supposed to be?
As down bottom.
You know, he
Mira,
lost his Bassie,
Oda.
might lose his life.
They won't go anymore for it. Too scary once they
Yeah,
move on in with
unfortunately,
those
you're
treants.
not
He's got
that
72
rich.
damage now, Ramsey's careful.
That's true.
Can you fight me and my treants, though?
Yeah, they got a little bit more. And this pull that actually got off is going to be pushing the creep wave right into it.
Ramsey loves it. I mean, he's
Yeah.
dancing away. Very pleased with the current
They're
situation.
going for the all-in here.
Yatsuro needs to
back out.
charge
Oh,
away.
TM surges him forward, but the doppelganger in the runaway. He spawns on the other side, throws Iron Shell on himself. And that is enough to get Marcy away, and Yadara also escapes.
She is your
You might
power,
have
though,
convinced him
not
of that
money.
doppelganger as well. So,
What's the
Yamich
point
has
in having
3
power if
tangos
you have
as
no
well,
money?
So just trying to find the sentry right now. They do grab it.
Because money is power.
Oh, I miss tangoing wards.
Oh, that was nice.
It was too broken though.
Who's going
was-
to stop
it was-
PL
it was
late
a
game?
good
That's
time.
kind of what I was
in
looking
the day.
at that I find problematic. PL is the strongest hero in this game.
Keeping
They have
Hakoda
some
away
tools that
from
are pretty
Mira
annoying to
and
deal with.
Collapse,
Vacuum
but
wall,
still
vacuum
takes
ice
some of
bath
that
is a
liquid
very
fire as the
stupidly good
movement comes
combo.
over, and
But
Mira
that
might
again
pay for
is
this, and in fact,
banking on the
gonna
fact
TP
that
in
they're
with
like not
Ramses.
doing
Oh, yeah.
anything.
Over and gets it.
Oh, courier.
Oh,
Yes. Oh yeah.
Mira will take that. that was a good amount of value out of a.
You are on a
of the
completely
death there for the
different
Titans.
wavelength.
And once again, I implore you, please don't report your
Alright,
teammates
now
when they
at
make
least you
mistakes. Guys,
cracked
look who
me
you're
up.
watching. All right,
Exactly.
you know, you can all sit at home and say, "Wow, how did he just fly that career back up?" But you know what? It's the chaos of Dota. It
I
happens to
am
everyone. All right.
Tired,
We got to be more wholesome.
That's right.
so
We need empathy in this.
Yeah, at least until
I
the game's
respond
over.
tiredly.
Because like,
Thank you, report.
I had a great
That's fine.
vacation,
Just,
but
while they're still
honestly,
on your team, just try to
sleeping
hold it
with my
together.
girlfriend
Exactly.
next to me every single
Meanwhile,
night
GPK
and
Getting some
stuff
chase there on
makes
Toronto.
it
Tokyo
just wakes me
has
up
the
too
Spurs
early
to
every
pull him
single
back
fucking
in.
day.
The Pango has finally gone a bit too.
Oh,
Wait
that
a minute
one.
now. Mira makes the big move in, and GPK thinking about chasing, but it's a bit too far.
It's crazy how close they were too. Just like tiny little plays in moments where maybe you get
If
that
Mira
big damage
tosses him
inside the
underneath the
chain stun, you don't
tower,
get given an opportunity to pop
GPK
that big
probably
wall,
dies
you're
to
always
the
gonna
tower.
have versus the bat.
Got a taste of that married life.
But, able to.
I mean, it also had to do
just try
with
and find
I
that
was
kill
on
option. It's pretty
vacation.
cool
We
where
had
you
no air
utilize the
conditioning
rebound
in
after
half
the
the fucking
swashbuckler, 'cause
places
there's
we
such
went
similar
to,
distances
and
that,
it was
it's
hot
one of the
as
few
hell,
ways
and
that
I
Back can try and
hate
punish him,
heat.
even though he doesn't
despise
have the
heat.
punish on the swashbuckler at that point.
Right. Well, in level 6, I mean, having that all happen before it would have been a great moment, but now You know, Toronto Tokyo at 6. It's a lot harder
Oh,
to find
Mira.
that kill.
Mira's going to get found here. All right. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if they saw him.
No, just out of vision. GPK is 6.
Oh, yeah, they know.
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
They definitely know. Might even be able to get the deny that.
Oh, yeah, there was an ops. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Throws out the avalanche, secures the rune up top. So Mira, doesn't get the dispose. Still
Mira.
unlikely that, they're going to be able to get away from that one. So GPK
With 2
finds
people,
a
it
kill,
gets
3
hotter
so far for
too
outsiders.
because
As
body
TM
radiates.
in
Actually, hate
trouble
that
in the
AC
lane, ran
living.
down Poison
I
Touch.
definitely do.
It's going to be enough to finish him off.
Because
And
fucking,
without the-
I do not know how,
without the
like,
support nearby,
Village
it's a
Nature
little bit too
Paris,
tough for him.
like,
Yeah, you've lost
in
your ability
Paris,
to really
in
punish on
France,
this
they
lane
just
and
don't
chase
think
that
air
from the
conditioning
post
is a
cut.
thing
With
or
the help
some
of your
shit.
Support, you're not getting the best start. He's the
Every
lowest
fucking
on last
thing
hits of the cores
that
right
is like
now.
a summer
And,
house
Darkseer's a greasy,
that
greedy
you
guy,
rent,
you know?
or a hotel room
It
that you
is.
rent
You know,
needs to have
can
air
make some
conditioning in
catch-up
this
plays in the jungle,
freaking
or
summer.
possibly with a good rotation, maybe
Every
playing around
single
with its
piece.
Batrider or something. But they're definitely going to need to
If
get
not,
active at some
you
point
should
if
burn
things
in
don't wanna
hell.
go
No,
their way.
that's a little
Unfortunately,
bit
they're going
dark.
to lose the Nature's Prophet. Also, Mira dead, but you'll take that one for a core kill every day of the week.
Yeah,
totally
Ramsey's
okay with
getting
that
taken
situation there.
down.
Just
They're
hand the ball bit
fighting
over to,
two
Hakoa,
pretty
who will go on his
important
merry
guys.
way,
The only
so-
one that Spirit are losing are their
Mira,
supports right
utilizing
now.
this combination with collapse, you can see the weakness
3
that the Nature's
dead,
Prophet still
3
has in this
kills
matchup
onto the
because of
tiny slash Gare.
as Yamich getting a very deep ward down in there.
Let's
so
not
kinda
take it
showing
that
they want
far.
to keep an eye on this PL with
Everything
this or force him into the
SMG.
jungle, right? Because at a certain point, it's just more efficient for PL to
And
make its way through here
everyone
instead.
burn a
We
fiery
don't know what's
death.
going on. There was a dire
No,
ward
but
in the
yeah,
area, so I'm not sure how much that caught.
If you're going
what
to a
Yamich is up
vacation
to,
house,
depending on his path,
vacation
so
home
they
thingy,
might have an
like a
idea there's
bungalow
ward
park,
in that area anyway. But that's
they
a pretty
do not
unusual
have air
spot to go for
conditioning.
early, so you still might dodge a couple sentries.
True.
you're literally just AFK.
And at least
Awake
for
the
now,
entire time.
Pings are coming out.
Yeah,
Like,
check
it.
it,
Misses
you
him with
can't
one.
sleep. And you
Alright,
can't
just
open the
find
windows because
second.
then the bugs will
Does
get
not
in
look
the
like
house,
Push
and
is
then the
going
girlfriend's
to,
gonna go
so both
completely
missed,
bonkers.
and some pretty good warding from outsiders. Throw in Spirit for a bit of a loop. Yamich makes the move towards mid with an Ion Shell on him. Won't be able to find Toronto Tokyo there. And instead, it's Mira caught by the ice path. Rebound in. Chase on forward and dispose if
And
they
it
needed
at
it,
least
but
screens
didn't
on
end up
Windows.
happening.
Yes,
Now
at
Toronto
least
Tokyo
that should be
has the
a
haste.
possibility. Mira
Looks like
died
going
again.
For the ulti, Yamich. Does he get pushed up to the high ground? He does. So Yamich able
Owned,
to escape from
owned.
that.
Toronto
Nicely
Tokyo
done,
got
Toronto
owned.
Tokyo, and the rebound out.
He's still level 4 swashbuckle though.
Ah, does he guess right? He's not going to go for it. Realize
Wow,
the danger of
Toronto
that.
Tokyo, you've changed. I remember the old Toronto Tokyo. He goes for that.
Oh, well. It's what happens.
I mean, to be
Grow
fair,
up.
But
that
yeah,
was
Yatoro
also
top
a
net
Rolling
worth. He's
Thunder
getting
to
a full
try
free
and
lane.
kill a Mercy at that point. You know what I
That's
mean? Like
true.
that did not feel very good at the beginning, and then she gets away. So
Like
double
I
plus
like
not
Dark
good
Seer
here
as a
Toronto
good
Tokyo.
counter.
And here's that
To a
that
bunch
help
of
that's going to
heroes?
DM's lane right now. A surge onto a back.
Oh,
Go.
With
Yatoro.
an Ion Shell on him, there's no way he's getting out of this one. Toronto Tokyo, they even dropped the wall on him there.
He's
Wait,
just making sure.
wait,
He's like,
wait. Wait, yeah, they get him.
It's
I,
not
I
worth the
think it's a
risk.
great tool as a
And
counter
rebound in.
to.
Preemptive
Two.
tip.
Keep chasing. They know
what's
Boshka's
it
over
called?
here. He has nowhere left to go.
A
TM,
Drow
and the
Ranger,
rest of outsiders gonna
a-
show up for this. See if they force out anything.
Alright,
as it's gonna be some
Warden.
Always dropping the items.
Dusa.
Yeah, he's ready right there on top of him. Down bottom.
Those kind of
gonna find
heroes.
Ko to kill off
I
that, so
find
they
it
do
a
get
little
bit
bit
of turnaround.
whack.
GPK shows up. Ramsey
Yeah, that's a
TPs
weird
in. This is
TP.
gonna work, actually. He held the lasso that entire time. Razor dropping low. GPK dies to him and collapses.
What
five
was
tips.
the fuck was that?
I'm on
They gotta
5.
come out soon. Ramses pops the ulti, wants to find anybody at all. But is it gonna be enough? No.
The Wrath of Nature misses collapse. He goes back
Oh
into
my
the fog as well.
God.
I don't get
How
that
are they, Are they
TP.
out of tips? I have no
Yeah, Luna
explanation.
Dusa TB. Sorry, that
That was sick.
because they were talking, I
Alright.
couldn't think. Darkseer, great counter to Luna, Dusa, TB. Besides that, I don't think it's great counter to PL or Naga or some shit.
Kill there. You're
True.
going
They
to
just summon their illusions too fast.
Your Nature's Prophet has still purchased his Midas, so he'll be happy at the very least. And they're going to keep this continued pressure onto the bottom tower. Dire scan, see if anyone's going to be here, because the Nature's Prophet had just respawned, so they scan behind the tower to see if he's coming in.
Right.
They notice he's not, and they can just keep pressuring this tower as they lose their top to DM.
The other
Well,
thing
Mira.
I noticed
Damn,
starting
cashed out.
there as well is, you know, the PL was holding
Or
on to a
did you
whole bunch
cash
of
out?
gold, and suddenly it turned into a Hand of Midas himself. So
I tell ya,
Hand of Midas.
Every game, it's either, for outsiders at least, it's all.
Oh, the 3 units you
These are
put on
GPKs get a Midas
outsiders.
These days. So they put them on bat. You know,
How much did you get
trying
back
to
from
stop
it?
that from happening.
Yeah, probably.
But we're all about the
I
Midas.
always
at the
find
major, huh?
cashing out so
the
freaking
one.
terrifying.
It's the mode for
Because
it.
90% of the
one
time I
could
fuck
say.
myself with cashing out.
2,000
Because
gold
then
lead so
team
far for
always comes
Spirit.
back. And then I hate
And we'll
myself
see if
more for cashing
Outsiders
out.
try and put some more pressure back onto this mid tower now that they've already taken top. Already heading in with a bunch of treants. And GPK instead is going to TP down bottom to pressure out that tower, showing on that lane, but smoking up with 2 more.
Yeah, they're going to link up as he pressures that wave. They're scanning as well. They want to know, are they going to try and gank our Bat Rider? Are they setting up and prepping here? They might not know exactly where Mira is as well, of course, because that's sort of the one who'll be hunting. Now, Mira and Miposhka run over a Radiant Ward along with Toronto
That's
Tokyo,
actually not
so
that bad.
all visibly heading top right now. DM should not get caught by this.
At $25 on
Again, into
OG
this
map
ward that's
1
still
blindly
surviving,
today.
by the
4
way, by
picks
the
into
outpost
draft
as
the
well.
newest rack.
So much knowledge. Oh, and now they're
Cash
even
out
checking
for
the pillar.
22
Oh,
and bet
dude,
on
he threw him for a loop with that ward.
0.05 odds.
As is he inside of his brain. Like,
Yeah, that game 1
jeez.
draft was weird.
Miposhka doesn't know where to go. I mean, it's not often that you see that type of warding going on where it makes that big of a difference. And
1.87 odds
TP's back
cash
towards
out
middle.
to
They
2.8.
know that they're all
that
over
ain't
here.
bad.
12-minute rune.
Jumps in, finds Miposhka. I mean, they have to know that he's under a ward right now, but he
Rip
feels bad.
Miposhka.
TP's out. They use the vacuum, cancel it. And the
Second half
Dazzle
bet on
dead
NT4
into
picks
some
in
tower
before
pressure.
carry came out and after carries
keep
came
that
out to
Firefly up there to pressure
cash
in,
out for
force them
24
back,
and bet on OG.
No chance to defend this tower. So Yadro continues to Midas in the triangle,
Yeah, I mean it's
but they're not
like
getting that
when it's a
offensive push you'd be
$2-3
hoping for
loss,
from your
okay,
Pengal
but
here. He needs some help from
when you bet
supports,
like 150 bucks,
and, well,
at-
Tiny needs
at
a little bit of time
loss
before you really feel like
starts
you
to
can do
look
much.
scarier.
True. As Spirit still with the gold lead, but do lose out on some of the map movement and objectives in this game. We'll see what they do besides just trying to buy some more space for the PL. It feels like that's pretty much the game plan at this point. Vanguard fully completed on Darkseer now, so he can
And he's going
take
Axe.
a lot more of the damage.
And I wonder, because he had the Vanguard, and he had Blink queued up. I'm like, is that really the end of this game?
Right.
Like, is that the pacing that they need from this Darkseer? I would prefer the Aghanims.
I
But
sometimes
we'll see. He might change his mind back again,
sometimes
just
I'm
depending
just
on
like,
how these next
fuck
couple
it.
minutes go.
If I
Like,
lose, I
particularly
lose.
maybe like around the Roche pit if they feel like they need to advance themselves a bit further if they want to try and contest that. But for now, everyone's just farming on outsiders. Even the supports, you can see GBK is taking an ancient stack right now with
Right.
Bat Rider, so trying to get into that BKB.
Yeah, that's
so
the
they can
problem.
give
If
that
my
space for
initial
Ramses,
bet
'cause,
wins,
Ramses
which
is trapped.
happens
His
more
mana
often
strip will
than
probably
not
just be
for
going
some
to a BKB
fucking
himself.
reason,
Yeah, it does
then I
kind of
get
have
super
the feeling of
fucking
both teams willing to
saltiness.
go the distance, make it go as late as possible. And Agoda throws on down that
Oh,
ice
nice
path,
move
but
from Yatoro.
Yatoro right on top in the big heal bomb afterwards from Miposhka. That's some nice little synergy they got going there too.
Yep, bit of a classic between those two heroes.
Yeah, Midas.
So we will see. DM moves on in, looking for the team where Mira stops and says, hey, give me a high five. And DM will
That one
not
was kind of neat.
give him a high five. In fact, he's very upset. Surge, Iron Shell, heads off across the map. Wants to farm up for him for some more.
He's back on the Blink too. He's just like,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it would be a little bit greed, I guess, if you went to Aghanims as well, huh?
yeah. I mean, it's tough.
It depends on the timing of the Yamich's Blink too, I think. You know, maybe if Yamich can kind of a fast blink, you might feel like you can have a little bit more space for it, but the counter initiation potential of the blink on Darkseer is just so ridiculous. Mira trying to get that farm in the dead lane.
Tiny is insane.
Yeah, I mean, pretty
And
safe when
everybody
you're under
there.
that tower.
Yeah, Yamich in trouble now, and
Oh, he
tries
gets rid
to
of the
unleash to
slow
get
with
out.
the
Toronto,
ult.
Tokyo,
That's
he
pretty
does
neat.
have a rebound. Back up again in a second. DM, he gets caught now also. As he tries
Should
to surge
be
away,
actually
Miposhka
the
has the
slow
poison
isn't gonna
touch.
do anything.
4
No,
points
not
in
really.
Surge
Yes.
gets him out.
That is why you take 4 points. You
That
don't get greedy with
surge
vacuum.
lasted forever.
Manages to escape. But a big rotation up
Oh,
top
it is
side.
already 1
I
a.m. in
wonder
the
if
morning.
also part of the reason for the blink is, you know, feeling like they need to make these moves happen with the Midas PL and just the danger of the
Why
late
is the
game
last
scaling
game the
that Team
Astra
Spirit
game,
has.
damn it?
Yeah, I could see that. As well as maybe even thinking that there's going to be some push here from Team Spirit at a certain point. And
I
we're
love
gonna punish
watching
that, but,
Astra play.
there's going to be these moments where, like, obviously PL doesn't get a BKB early, so you're always going to be able to get like a good blink vacuum on that target. But Razor, very early BKB buyer, it can be difficult to target Toronto Tokyo since he's going to be in the Rolling Thunder so much of the time during this game. So even then, it's not exactly like a high value blink in some ways. And yeah, he's switched back to the eggs again.
Yeah.
This is my favorite game. This is even better than America's favorite game of guessing Roche. It's what will DM buy first. I'm voting for. Oh, I'm voting Ags. I think he buys
so.
Ags.
I mean, GPK is also finishing his BKB right now, so that's kind of the problem, I guess. But you can also get a lot done with just that 4 points in Surge and running him into buildings and heroes.
Monet dummy dirty too many times. Yeah, but XXS and
Pressure out
Baboka,
mid a
bro.
little bit.
XXS and Baboka.
Spirit willing to absorb this pressure, keep the gold lead very small, and just get that PL as farmed as possible for Yadro.
Where's my smoke with Tiny Blink? This is unacceptable. I've watched a lot of Tiny games this major.
There've been so many of them.
It's coming, I'm sure.
Oh, I think it's
There
Spirit
you go.
with
Toronto
better
needs to
draft
take a couple
in game
swings
2.
here. You know, he's low on mana.
And that
True.
they're going to
Oh,
a
and
game
there's the
3.
BKB. Okay, this is the time.
But,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
ready.
it,
do we get any wards?
it
Wards
can
would be great.
still go either
See if he
way, I
gets
guess.
inside that dire Ancients area. Try and control up that
Still
space.
early
Bush gonna get
days.
One ward. They're itching for a smoke right now.
Keeps on looking for anywhere that there has been some vision, but it is down below. Remember, he died there, Maposhka, earlier, and he's going to see that ward expire right as he heads over this direction.
Oh, it's painful.
Yeah, there it is.
Painful.
So, well, that's where it was.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they saw us all stand here, so with the smoke in
You
the back.
guys still want to smoke? Or? The other wards do come out as well, so it's still the mission right now, and there's going to be a smoke.
If get us a BKB, Yatro is a big kill.
Do they spot the real one? He's over to the side. They're sending one away. Do they go for the last one to him? No. They will hang on to that and finally go for the kill, but Toronto Tokyo runs in. Has the spin, back and forth, wall down, backs away, DM.
Oh, this is going pretty unfortunately.
In trouble. BKB tries to survive. A couple more punches is all that they need, but the slow is there, and they can't
Oh,
get
Mira?
toss. They run back in
Oh.
again. Toronto Tokyo gets a good swap.
Mira, that Ava toss was pretty big.
For the final finish. So 2 for 1 is the tally.
Nice aggressive play there from Outsiders to get up to the high ground and catch the PL. And so overall, the gold lead does go in favor of Team Spirit, though, with a quick response as well as the XP. Downside, your PL's not farming, but Darks, you're going to have a hard time getting towards the Aghanims. And the Aghanims, in a sense, is almost like a Midas for this hero.
As you can see, this was looking pretty good for them. But then that jump in and the response time, how quickly...
Watch
Spirit
DM,
got there.
too. He gets stunned, he gets tossed
I'll go
up,
to
and then
bed
it's just a rolling
soon,
thunder.
Felix.
It's like, okay,
I just
can't
wanted
do
to watch
anything.
this
He just
game,
throws
and I
down
thought
a wall,
I'd
but
turn on the
even
stream so I
then,
could say
that
hi to
survival,
everyone.
By the way, of the BKB after was
Where
crazy.
the fuck
That
are you
was
still
really
awake?
close.
Yeah, and then Mira with the counter initiation here. Just perfect angle. Avatos dead. And it would have been potentially worse if they didn't have vision. Or if they had vision
Another
with the high
smoke
grounds.
as well. Not the most reliable duo of a Jakiro and a Marcy, but they're making it work in the aggressive plays here. They're all under vision right now, though.
Thinking about it.
Get the D ward down.
But
Can't
I
find
live
the
in
right
the
target.
Netherlands, so it's
And so Outsiders, are they going to
1:19
go
a.m.
for
I
any
mean,
more?
they have Blink on the
AKA
Marcy
late
as
as
well as the Lasso,
fuck.
so
Dispose them off the high ground there.
yeah. Guess I'm not ganking for 14 seconds.
especially
Okay.
for a person that barely has had any sleep
Yeah,
in the
so
last week.
again, very steady, 9 to 9.
But I
Trying to
finally get
towards
time to watch
finishing
the
Darkseer's
major.
item, and that
And I
means
get
that
to
Outsiders
stream it
can't
as
really
well.
play aggressive, and for Team Spirit,
Thank you,
they're still
PGL, you
confident,
rock.
just hanging out for now. The blink done, they could
I know
make a
1
move,
a.m. is nothing,
they're
but
still
if
a
I
little ways
literally
away.
wake
Manta
up every
just now
day at 8
completed for
a.m.,
PL.
it is.
And he,
hell.
the next couple of items really changed the.
And also, I
fix this game
traveled
for him.
for 3.5 hours a day by public transport.
Here. Going for the
Which,
Lincoln
if
Sphere after
you
the
know,
refusal, how many
going
games
from
have we
bus
just
to
seen
train to
nothing
bus
but
to
defeat
train
Blink
is
on
just
Pangolier, right? But Toronto is someone who certainly likes to go his own way on a couple of heroes.
tiring.
And it's an excellent Lincoln's game, of course. You're gonna
Public
have Lash, you're gonna have
transport
Dispose.
is tiring.
It's those are the two big key initiations that they're looking for on the side of Outsiders.
I just
So
really
he has
wanna
the
watch this
potential
game.
to turn around entire fights because of this item. Downside, he's going to be missing out on that initiation potential of the Blink Dagger, so he's going to be very reliant on Mira getting these good tosses.
I
like he
normally
did last
sleep
time.
around 10, get
I
up
don't
around
remember
6.
if it was
Around
Outsiders or if it was Spirits,
6?
but in one of the DPC games
Holy
against this type of
shit.
initiation, it was specifically against a Marcy, the team picked up 5
Steam is
Lincoln
dead?
Spheres.
Yeah, just like stacking them like crazy.
And it can just be so good when that is your
Mine ain't
main
dead.
avenue of starting a
I
fight.
think? No, mine ain't dead.
Arcane Rune picked up. And you gotta ask, when
Last
are they going to go
night
for it?
passed
Team
out
Spirit
before
that made
9,
the
was
smoke
up
play.
since
They don't
5.
have Razor in it. Collapse
Got a
out
lot
a
of
little
work
bit in
done.
front of everybody else.
Yeah, he was actually still hitting
I mean,
creeps as they smoked up behind him, so he's really
Early
trying to bait
bird
this
gets
out
the
here.
worm.
And it would have to be the Marcy who gets caught first, of course. Yamich being goaded into this.
Do they drop down a ward
Keep
up on the high
disappointed.
ground?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yamich is the one that's
I will
blocking the
be
path there.
away. I will
Everyone's
be
pinging
casting
each
all
other.
the games tomorrow.
They just know exactly what everyone's up to right now. Poacher's going to ping the high ground.
Oh,
he
yeah,
wants
you're
the ward.
right. The
There's
Steam
no vision
store is
up there
dead.
either, so they don't
Huh,
even know
that's
about
weird.
this. Huge for them.
This is a really big pickup. I mean, if they can get this done, with Toronto Tokyo right next to him, Yadro punching away, they smoke up. Everybody from Outsiders heading over. GPK, he spots everybody but the Avatos, and then the roll right on top. Damage pulls back one. GPK, BKB down, but Collapse has them linked
Here
up,
comes
and
DM.
back and forth they go. DM,
Yeah, the
I don't know if he
BKB
can do
is
enough here.
completely
He
ended
gets
as well.
bashed, He gets stunned. He doesn't have a vacuum. Oh, it feels bad to be a Darkseer. Feels real bad.
Oh,
As
Mira
they
even
chase
going
up
in.
the high ground,
Avatars.
Mira finds
Oh,
another ultra kill for
dude,
Yadro
Mira's
as
playing
Collapse has
so
Ramses in his
good.
sight. Better use your Midas because you're going to go back to the fountain in a second.
That's one way to get
or
there.
another.
Mira's playing
Dropping his
so
items in
good
front
on
of
the
him.
Tiny this game.
Back to Roche.
Even though he
I guess
died
DM
4
really want
times
those
in the
buffs,
early
huh?
stage.
Whew, that's the truth.
He gets into that fight. He has the Aghanim, sure, but it's just obviously it's a little bit too late as he gets there at this point. The BKB being there as well, this big body of Collapse in the way, and just brutal.
Was it a bash or did he just get clipped by something? I couldn't quite see. Regardless, oh man, in the midst of all of this, you're waiting for the moment. It just doesn't come.
I mean, he just runs in, he just gets ran into, comes back in,
Yeah.
ran into again, slowed poison. He's like, do I cast my spells? Oh, he went for it right there, but it just,
It's too late.
yeah.
Yeah,
and they were
probably
trying to
gonna
combo
be
with the
game
ice path
3.
as well.
The way things
near
are
the
looking
end
right
of,
now,
I think, the
PL is
BKB, so it's like,
getting
maybe
pretty
that
fat,
magical
has
moment
an
happens if
Aegis
you
on
get
top
something,
as
but
well.
Not quite there. And on the other hand, though, he does have the Aghanim Scepter now, so of course this gives you multiple charges on your Ion Shells, which is pretty ridiculous. So increase the duration, you can help split push these waves quite a bit.
I wouldn't
so
necessarily say
his gold will increase, he's
outdrafted.
gonna get that Blink Dagger a little
The
bit
drafts
faster
are
because of it,
reasonably
but he
close,
still has to
but I
deal
think
with
the PL is
BKB
the
on
strongest
Collapse.
hero of this game.
And that is no easy answer. The
There are
plus
ways
side,
to
of
deal
course,
with
is
the
not
PL,
only
but
with
like
multiple charges,
the
you can
PL
get a
won
bunch
the
of them,
lane
which will burn
against
through
the
PL pretty quickly.
Darkseer
The PL as an Aegis now, he's
and
going to a
Marcy
Heart
combo.
X. I
Which,
mean, this
if
game
you want to
is really
win, should
starting
not
to look a
happen.
bit grim for Outsiders.
And with the reliability of Mira, like needing him to get these big initiations, he has Blink and Force Staff. So you see someone like this, oh my, I cannot believe he just lived. Great Force Staff by Hakoda. I thought he was getting tossed
I mean,
back to Mapochka for
Darkseer
sure.
Jakiro work if you get a good
He's just so
4-man
strong. There's a
vacuum
reason this
wall,
hero just gets
a vacuum
picked up
ice
in the
bath
first phase all the time.
wall
And
macro
you
fire
get so much out of
combo,
it,
but
repositioning,
you
team
know, you
fight
need the
breakups.
enemy to fuck up
Very
to make that
low-cost
happen most of the
initiation, and
time.
Look at that. They found another. Don't need to go all the way in for Coda. Is he going to be in trouble, though? Dispose. And a couple more punches. Mira will get
Yes,
punished.
Mira makes a
One of the
mistake.
benefits of Jakiro, very tanky support, harder to deal with when you run into him right away.
Boschka,
Jungle
fucked
like that.
as well.
Do they lasso for this?
Lasso.
They decide to.
They need everything. They just want to keep them split up, right? They have the agency on the other
Why
side.
does
You can't
Yami's
really
pop
get that
his
aggressive right now anyway, so take the free kills when you got
actually
them. and
not
now
as
if you
ulti as
wanna
I'll
go
do shit for
hunting,
that.
They're 3v5. You might not need to use the lasso to still get some kills.
Wow. Look at that. Team Spirit, 90% right now. After a disappointing
given
game
zero
number 1
faith.
for them, where it looked like they had an opportunity, but weren't able to close it out. Now, in very comfortable position, you can see PL has picked up the shard on top of everything else and almost completed the heart, along with that level 20 talent.
Oh, that
coming
heart's
soon.
gonna be
And
huge.
it's not even just Yado that I think
You're
gives
just
you such
gonna
problems
lack
this
so
game, and
much
I really
damage
do
in
look
killing
towards Toronto
PL.
Tokyo. I'm just like, how do they deal with this Pangolier? Like, it's got off to a great start. I feel like Pangos have been floundering a bit in this tournament, at least in the games we've been casting, where they've been really struggling to get outside of that like diffusal +1 item and keep scaling. And now Toronto Tokyo, you know, he's third on net worth. He's the basher coming out right now, so his control elements are just getting increased. But DM has the magical item,
Outsiders have
the
Tarat.
Blink Dagger.
What can he
Yeah.
do with
What dreams are made of.
it? There you
You
go.
need to
Absolutely.
keep
And nightmares
Yatra
when
away
you all
from the
get caught
fight, so
with enemy
splitting is
Darkseer
probably
and
your best
Yeah.
play
bet.
that night. You're just like,
Feels bad.
BKB'd.
Well, and I mean, the problem is they have a lot of BKBs. They've got some answers.
I do have a lot of ratting.
It feels like, again,
capabilities
this is going to come
with,
down a lot to
Bat Rider,
who has the vision
Darkseer,
advantage.
and
I feel like that is one area where
the
Outsiders
Nage Prophet.
do have some good stuff going for them. You've got the Treants going. Bat Rider, obviously great for maintaining that vision. You need to make the most of it.
But net worth is not increasing that much.
25
Staying
minutes in now.
pretty steady.
And does not feel good at this stage of the game to see the PL at the top of the net worth chart.
No, and he is continuing to keep this bottom wave cut off as much as he can, let his creeps catch up, and he wants to see if he can push down this tower, I would say, with his Aegis, right? So this is a multiple plays on the map right now, attempt here, as they're all smoking top.
A minute left on the Aegis. And they're going to head up here towards
It's gonna be
Yamich.
pretty hard, but doable.
Ramsey's in the
It's
area.
definitely
the fact that they're like behind PL
doable.
bottom, but now that's why
They're not
Bat's so scared to
that
come
far
out.
behind either.
Good blink away, but Mira finds a target afterwards, saving the avalanche and dispose. TP gets away. No, wasn't going to happen.
It's cute though,
It looked good.
much like Ramsey stealing their ancients.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta find what you. Oh, they know.
Get out of there, run away. He does escape. Treants.
He's gonna think it's warded for sure. I thought it was warded when I saw that TP.
Oh, and good job blocking the ancients after.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, he pings it immediately. So 25 seconds left, and it should be noted, not a ton of
Hurricane
structural
Bike?
damage done.
A razor?
Team Spirit did not push their luck with
what?
this Aegis this time around.
Why
Yeah,
the
instead
fuck
they-
does a Razor have a
Tried to
Hurricane
risk your
Bike?
play where they went for that kill. I think they needed PL to stay on that bottom wave just a little bit longer to really
I
sell
mean,
the
I
fact
get a
that they were down there
Force
protecting
to get
to
out
pressure
of
that tower. I think that's the play they were
the
going for.
Sprout.
It's like, oh, we're all here like hiding behind PL.
But
let's go
Hurricane
king up top,
Bike?
kill you.
Right.
But they were a little bit out of sync on that one, and so they managed to escape on outsiders. Other than
That one's
Yamich.
very strange.
And still, they are all over the map. The only area is down bottom where outsiders are pushing it in. GPK on this Bat Rider, looking towards Nocturne Core. DM nearby. They throw the ion shells on these creep waves, and that is one thing their lineup does pretty well, shoving out those waves constantly.
Yeah, most certainly. Nature's Prophet, Bat Rider, and double Ion Shell.
Team Spirit farming up this next set of neutrals. Titan Sliver done along with the Blast Rig. And even without the Aegis, they feel confident enough to walk on into this tier 2 tower and start to clean it up. I mean, it is so hard to imagine a way in which Yadro dies at the start of this fight, particularly with Miposhka nearby.
Yeah.
They couldn't just cut the creep wave. They are cutting the creep wave. If you
He's
see
gonna go high ground without
top
Aegis.
side, it's the
Maybe
Nate's
the
Prophet
illusions are at the very
creeps.
least.
They're thinking about it.
Okay, Mira's doing the big play.
Okay, waiting for people to TP back. They have vision with the illusion.
There's
This is
no
a
fortification, though.
15-second setup. It gets a little risky, especially
So,
versus a.
This is problematic.
Oh, GPK.
A Bat Rider.
Yeah. And a
GPK,
Jakiro.
they're TPing in, but they don't quite have vision. If they pop that Firefly, they'll spot the Tiny. Hakoda reveals himself. Avalanche toss. Somehow it manages to work. They do lasso on the PL. They'll
Yatsuro
get an illusion for him.
does
Back to
not
round
have
two.
an
Yadro down to
Aegis.
about half
His
HP.
heart gonna
Strong
keep him
Yamich
alive.
keeps the Sprout. The pull back into dispose. He pulls him into the macro fire. It's enough. No, Yadro, he gets Grave, runs away, and they don't have the damage. He hides off to the side. GPK gets the pushback. A couple more punches is all he needs, but they know that's all
Oh,
he needs.
no.
They can't find him. DM hopes for a dream.
He's trying.
In the labs, it's not quite there.
He got graved again.
Again, he survives. Up at the top, Yadro running, hiding, and DM has to pull off the pursuit.
All your friends are dead.
Oh, DM blinks out, but
That was kind of
that
cool.
one hurts. The PL was so close to dead.
He went for it all on the double graves by Miposhka.
I mean, that's one of the things.
Dazzle.
when there's just this like centerpiece of a target, and
Yeah.
he's the only one that needs to grave. It's a pretty good dazzle game.
Oh, they took such a risky route on that fight too by going all in for the PL and almost worked. But the problem is, like, if you try to ignore the PL and target these other heroes, he just gets out of control. There's
Yeah,
just
but
too
you
many
kinda
illusions,
gotta
it
kill
feels
the
impossible to
the
engage versus
fucking
him, and
Dazzle.
Starting out with a pretty good vacuum wall.
Because he's back
Doing
to
so much
full
damage at the
HP.
beginning, but so many things just weren't to
The
their
plus
favor,
side
like
is
Ramsey's level 19.
Shallow Grave
Yeah,
also
so he
gives
doesn't
you
have the
healing
root, but then they have the
amplification,
disposed
and he's
anyway,
got a
right?
heart,
So
so
they
he gets a
didn't even
lot
need
of
to try and
healing during
dominate just
Shallow
by getting
Grave.
Well, Macro Pyre's back up, but they can't keep the PL well, unless he just walks into it like that.
Because the healing
whatever.
amplification is
He's just
pretty
farming up.
huge.
They know this Rax is gone. They're going to have to play for a little bit
But-
later situation.
But there it is, level 20. So he has the Sprout Leash's talent. Certainly a necessary thing to get in this matchup versus the Phantom Lancer.
And with Mjolnir done, has the Shadow Blade, there is a Mindbreaker that gets picked up.
Mjolnir, Shadow Blade,
It's just-
BKB.
it's hard to imagine a
Midas.
situation where the fight could be more perfect than that, unless you can find like the Dazzle at the start. But Miposhka is very much playing behind.
Yeah, I mean, they saw Toronto coming on this award, so.
He doesn't have Shard either, so this could be a potential kill. Leashed up. Normally you can just Shard through this and survive,
Bangalore
but no
dead.
such luck this time around. He manages to get pulled around, but
Did he
gets
just
killed off.
lasso the Lincolns?
I think that happened.
Buddy, it's been a while.
I think that happened.
That's all right. Had to make sure, I guess. Oh, wait, he's the psychic headband. All right, now I'm just confused.
Well, regardless.
Yeah, well, either way.
17 to 12, and a minute 45 until Roche is back up.
Yeah, for the Bangalore,
Is there anything
leash
else
is
that's gonna be
hell.
coming out between now and then for these items?
I guess Shard
Basher is
I
on the
got-
docket with
would
PL.
work, but-
Scotty still gone for 2 minutes. So in the timing, he won't. That Roche is going to be back up. They won't actually have a Scotty on PL. DM also finished off a BKB.
I wouldn't say Darkseer would necessarily be useless.
He needs that to actually just play Darkseer, right? And this
But
one
he
actually
just
comes
needs to
back
get
the
a
other
big,
way where
fat
he hasn't built the
vacuum
BKB
wall,
onto the Pangolier. So
which
if he
is
gets
a
off the Rolling Thunder,
big
he's safe,
necessity.
but
And
at
the
least he won't
Shard,
be
he
able to
needs
punish
the Shard
Darkseer, and if he
desperately
doesn't
to
have the
chase
Rolling
after
Thunder,
the
he doesn't
PL.
actually have a BKB right now to deal with this, and neither does a Phantom Lancer because PL doesn't really build BKB. So it is still the case that despite it being 31 minutes into the game, you only have one core on the enemy team you have to be like mega concerned about in terms of BKB for the Blink vacuum. So might be able to catch something decent here, particularly if they can get that leading vision.
Yeah, that's going to be the most important part. And there is that other dynamic now of the Dazzle Shard, which is done, but the smoke as they head into this area, Collapse leading the charge. They know there's a ward there, but they don't want to take it down yet and reveal themselves. Chasing, looking, Mira finds, but the blink away.
DM gets
They
out.
blink out on DM, they blink out on Marcy. Outsiders.
That's pretty
dodge
big.
that
Roche
in.
is up in
That was
20,
insane. I
but
can't
bottom
believe
lane
they'll
is
get out.
being
And of course,
split pushed
there's the
in.
Nature's Prophet, so Ramses continues to send these Trans down bottom and maybe steal their Ancients. Oh,
He's also going for the Hurricane.
Goes back, makes it happen. And this is what they need to do. Roche respawning
Double damage
7
in front of the
seconds
pit.
now.
we might get a courier here too.
Be big.
Oh,
DD.
yeah, right there. Nope, yeah, got him.
Nicely done.
No Yules for you, Mira.
Well, Outsiders want to take the fight as Ramses hangs out in this area.
Oh, he actually had the Yules done. That's a big punish. That's now 2.5 minutes where Mira doesn't have a Yules that he actually had enough gold for. That feels really bad.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So no Yule Scepter for the
Are they
Tiny.
going Roche?
And that bottom lane, it's had so
Oh no,
much
Roche is
pressure
jerking about
onto it.
all
The
over
tier
the
3
place,
tower
but
is almost dead.
the split pushing is
Kind of getting
crazy.
a repeat of what we saw in the last game, although this time it's, you know, Team Spirit that are a little bit ahead.
Seems to be whoever has the
Oh,
better
Scotty
global
gun,
lane
though.
shove is having a bit of an easier time here when it comes to
Yataro's
setting up
got
these rushes,
almost
as you'd
4k
expect.
HP.
Well,
30
that's
armor.
GBK.
1 second away.
That, oh my god, the gem spotted him. That is scary. And, well, last
He's
follow-up,
actually
guys,
taking the wrong
what?
person
Are we
with
gonna
him.
Afterwards, where's the follow-up? The wall misses completely. I am not sure. I am not sure about that one, Trent.
It's, you know, you're not sure how many allies are nearby. You kind of grab it because you don't want to die, because he might just die if he doesn't last on BKB instantly there. And then they come through with the sprout. They can't connect there
They can
either, so.
just go Roche now.
Oh,
There's not
scary.
really anything to
Alright.
stop
On the
them.
ice
There's
path,
no wall.
Roche is, well, starting to get burned down.
That was
Alright,
such
so
a
wall.
terrible
What do we
fight.
have versus the sprout?
There's no
We have the
wall,
pike
there's
on
no
Collapse.
lasso.
We have the Force Staff on Mira, and then we just have like straight up. Well,
You
if
get at
you-
least
They
gets
just
vision
hit
in the
level 20 of
pit
Darkseer,
and
so the
delays
damage
it
is almost
slightly.
doubled. They're taking that bottom tower. If they can load up a bunch of ion shells, maybe they can make something work there, but it's really
GPK
tough.
wants to
GPK
go
with no
in,
BKB,
very
it's hard to
risky.
come and contest this. Pushes everybody out of the pit.
He
Yamich
doesn't have
disposed
BKB
onto
if he
one.
tries to
They
get close.
have the Rolling
Oh,
Thunder,
jump
jumps
into the
forward.
pit, DM.
Tries
He
to go
steals the
ahead.
Aegis.
DM TP's out with the BKB. Oh, DM the thief.
And they
gets
lose
away,
the
and
bottom
they're
range
losing
racks in
racks
tier
too.
3 as well.
Oh my god.
Outsiders playing the outside
That's
of the
a
map
the
right
pretty
now,
big
it would
Darkseer
seem.
play right there.
Very interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, that gives them a huge window right now where at the very least Team Spirit aren't going to be able to take advantage of that Aegis.
Yeah, they're just not a PL Aegis right now.
He just TP'd in.
Okay, Ramses, that was a little bit risky to say the least.
Ramses, that's not how it's supposed to go with the vacuum back. The Aegis is not
Mira
on
dropping
the
low,
Nature
Ramses
Tower
going for the
offline.
man fight,
Keeps
but
on
Ramses
punching,
is
looking for
dead.
more Collapse in some trouble there.
They
They
will
turn
find
onto
3 in
another
return
one.
though.
Can they get him? Four step, double four step.
Or can
David's
they?
trying to
Collapse?
chase.
Spider
Jump
legs?
in with Toronto Tokyo now. DM, he's gonna get bashed.
Yo, punch him again.
Ice path down.
Oh, he's disarmed. He can't punch him.
Can they do it? They have the wall afterwards.
Meanwhile,
3
GBK
dead and a
gets,
fourth.
gets killed up in the jungle.
Oh my goodness.
My
All right,
guy.
We've sort of entered a bit of madness over the
Spirits,
last several
yeah.
months.
They certainly have. They steal the
Derping-
Aegis.
both
they
teams
take some
derping
barracks
about
in
a
the
little
bottom
bit.
lane.
He just dropped his Midas in the river. Wait, what?
His
Okay,
career's
okay,
coming.
okay,
you know,
okay,
it's
okay.
all
All
right.
right. I was a little bit concerned there.
He's a busy guy. It's time for this. Meanwhile, Mira's courier is back, so even though he's dead, his Yules will now be complete. So that's one more tool
I
in
mean,
his
if the
arsenal.
PL was just on the high ground with an Aegis, you could never kill him
These
twice.
fights are so chaotic.
Like that's
So that
that's
started
the
with
big
Ramsey just
reason
being
why the second
ganked.
Aegis is pretty
And
good
by
for
ganked, I
PL,
mean
because you
ganking
just
himself.
can't kill him
But
twice.
it
With
kind of
everything
worked.
that you
It
throw
did.
on him,
It
you
sort
can
of
barely
led
kill
to be
him once with
alright.
4k
They did put all
HP.
their tools up at that point. DM currently does have
You
the
need
blink
Lasso to
backing, the
actually
wall.
kill off Yatoro.
And a
And
couple
an
of
Aegis.
heroes not nearby. The normal punch. They don't have Dazzle with them, so he can't kill the illusions when they respawn like that.
That's true.
Ice Path down, Doppelgangers into it, and Team Spirit with no Batrider, no Nature's Prophet, they feel comfortable at the current moment just taking down this tower. Keeps the pressure on.
Not
the
really
potion there for
anything
the
to
heal.
fear.
It's not
Wrath
the
of Nature
fastest
out.
siege, though.
Range Rack's dead. Melee.
Yeah,
all he
that's
can
a
do.
full,
Gets a little
well,
hit.
not full set of
Vacuum
racks. Actually, the
wall
ball
on
gets
Yatoro.
placed, but the
Don't go
Ava
for any
toss
more.
in,
Toss
Lasso.
back. They have the control. It's on to one, but do they have the damage that they
And
need?
this
The
is
normal
why
punch comes
you
out. They
needed
have
the
exposed,
Aegis
but
on
no,
Yatoro,
he gets
but
pulled out. Yimage chasing.
Ooh.
Yatoro gets away under that
They
grave.
have the leash on
for a
Tokyo's
no-kill.
roll,
Yeah,
though.
he doesn't have any way to get out of that.
Oh, it's so painful.
It hurts real bad.
that is so sad.
Wow.
The way he died.
Mira gets punched again. Have the ion shells on him. Burning to death.
Yatoro's coming back.
Bit by bit. Can they get him? Yatoro runs forward, finds GPK. kills him. They
Oh,
have
and now
buyback,
there's
a
no
couple of these
lasso,
different
so
heroes
the
if they
and
need
no
it.
wall.
Ramses, DM,
So
they're both in the area.
Yatoro is
Vacuum
just
on
a
both
very
the
scary
walls.
PL.
Not
Can they force him
gonna
out?
be there. They have
And
another
Mantistel gets
illusion
him
crate
out of
with the
there.
normal punch to try and send back into the PL.
And he's just gone.
It's too hard to fight that guy.
He just zips away.
It's just not enough damage.
It does really feel like Ramses is the only one who can stand there and do stuff. You know, you can see in the damage numbers during the engagements, like he's comfortable just TPing, staying behind them. I'm getting obviously the sprout onto the Pango, pretty brutal. Very hard at this point in the game for you to play that.
And even the illusions that get sent
Yeah, the
forward.
lasso
just
is the
keep
one thing that
doppelganging,
really
sending
kills
them
off
out.
PL.
But then there's Yatoro with an Abyssal Blade, so they're able to just blow up GBK right away.
And you can get some counter pressure on the other side of the map as the Treants are not being addressed. And NP actually shows up. He's going to be there to go a couple more punches onto
the back door, and he has to go anyway. I mean, he could have cut through the back door, but help is coming back. It's Yatoro who's there.
Mir's gonna be left behind.
Ramses moves in, comes in for the finish.
Two sets of
Very hard
racks
to get all
secured.
your numbers away versus Marcy.
Problem is you're playing
38
against a
minutes
lineup
in,
that's really good
and
against Megas.
We're still
Oh,
sitting here
reasonably good against
with
Megas.
mid racks taken out. Bottom lane continues to be shoved in. They also took up top.
You know what? I think they win this if Yatoro had Aegis.
Yeah.
He is so hard to deal
Yes.
with. Imagine if he could just YOLO
I
a little
do
bit
agree
more,
with
'cause
that
he would be
statement
YOLO'd.
wholeheartedly.
I mean,
If
they
you had
might
Aegis,
still
they
just
probably
win this,
won
if we're
already.
gonna be honest, it's looking pretty good right now for Spirit. But we'll see. Obviously, there's been multiple moments where you can make a crazy comeback happen, and they do have pretty solid control.
I think what's frightening is the pick-off potential from outsiders, though, right? Because you have this global NP who just does so much damage now that it's very similar to the Ursa last game in terms of just like you're there, the damage is there, but he has some extra elements of control with the Sprout, particularly onto Toronto Tokyo. He's probably the most vulnerable person right now because he's someone who might end up being by himself, hitting a wave. He could just go down to a simple blink dispose or something, and well, Ramses wants to beef up himself here, so gonna pick up the Satanic for some more survivability. His collapse, Invis knows exactly where to go.
Oh, he went the wrong way. There he is. Oh, Ramses. Hello. TP's out and away.
And yeah,
That's a BKB
but
use.
that's a BKB
Did you
usage,
see how
indeed.
fast he moved the second that guy appeared? That was crazy.
Yeah. That was a swiftness.
And he's going top.
Only 4K gold lead.
Oh, you have heroes in the bottom half of the map? Okay, goodbye to your tower.
Oh, PL gets the Lincoln Sphere.
Big treants.
That is nice.
Yeah, they just annihilate these outer towers, huh?
They
I mean,
really
look, they're like pinging it on PL. Y'all was like, oh, I guess that's just gone, huh?
I mean, this is the problem.
Yeah, mid's
that they
also
have to
being
deal with
pushed
in
in.
this game.
Their split
Constant
pushes
pressure out.
is astounding on outsiders.
Again, for
Even though
Spirit,
PL is by far the strongest hero in this
constant
game,
pressure,
like
sort of lingering in the back of your head, you know that the
at this
game could
stage,
be
like he
turning
sold his
into a base
boots,
race at
but
some
you
point
might
or
even
something
need
like
to
that.
get bots.
GBK currently not holding a Link Purge. He's going for the Stormcrafter instead.
Ooh, look at this wraparound though.
But they just got Witchbane as well. But
5 heroes together.
there's a Linken's on Yadro.
It's dangerous. They see it at the moment,
so
and
many Lincolns.
Outsiders looking for the wrap. They've had
He
it.
Lincoln's
Big
the Razor.
vacuum
All
wall,
the
it's
vacuum
good.
wall.
But they have a second
But
round of it as well.
BKBs.
Catching and controlling onto that Dazzle. Is it going to be enough
Pressure,
for the finish?
collapse,
Yadro
second
runs
BKBs,
forward,
dropping
collapse
low.
down, such low HP. GPK trying to
Actually
find a
not
target.
taking
They
that much
take down
damage
here.
on
Can they
the
get
outsider
any more?
side.
He's
Yadro
still
was
so survivable throughout
too
all
late
of
in the
this.
fight,
A second
however.
wall dropped down, tries to run away.
Oh, he's here.
Ramses, Invis, backs out Yemich. They find their target, but there's the blink out.
Yo, Toronto Tokyo.
And
so good.
In the midst of
And
all of
range
this, they're
racks
taking
top are
another
gone.
silent lane of racks up on the top side of the map.
Imagine if they got that initial lasso.
That
He
would've been
blinked
wild.
in the second. Toronto Tokyo just instantly pops down that Lincoln's on top of Collapse and gives him that timing. That was crazy. Or else he gets grabbed right away.
Oh, they're just gonna
And
try and
heading
finish
towards
the
the
game right
refresher so
now. They know
fast.
that if
How
they
do they stop
keep
this?
on playing the
Diaz
split
jumps in for
push
the punch.
more against
He's not
outsiders,
there
they
for the
can
disable,
lose.
But he does get the illusion. DM burning through mana. Yadro, it's the real one right on top of him. He didn't know. And gets caught and killed. They do have buyback, but no Jakiro for this fight. Ramses needs to get a little bit of separation. This PL is so scary. DM throwing more ion shells wherever he can. They need the damage to slowly burn this guy down, but this PL is just
Yeah, he's got
too
5K
large. We
HP
knew
on
this
the PL.
timing could come eventually. You're seeing the backdoor that's going on right now from Ramses, sending in these treants consistently, but I don't know if Team Spirit are leaving the base.
No, they don't plan on going home, that's for sure. They want to end this game now. They've got the Megas. They're going to keep their mid-tier 2 at the very least, protecting the rest of their base.
Can they get
They hang
Yatro
on in.
into the
DM
fountain?
goes for the punch, does a little bit of a whiff on the Manta.
A little pump fake there, I think, on the vacuum maybe.
Ramses trying to deal with these creeps in the base. And again, you do have both of the side lanes
they-
pushed out very
They're going
effectively.
back. Actually, TP got cancelled.
The rest of Spirit back away. They have been split pushed to death, but that tier 2 tower, like you were saying, makes the difference.
Look at that tier 4 though. How much damage did
Oh,
that?
Wait a minute, they
Yatro
get the
lasso?
The pullback. Got him under control. The punch. Do they have it? Can they get the kill? There's the grave that comes in. Vacuum back. Yadaro very low.
He's like a
spot down.
pinball.
They keep him alive. Somehow, someway, but he finally dies. Now the
Buyback.
punch
Yatro
collapses
dead.
there.
Oh, this could be
Dead
it
on the
for
high ground.
outsiders.
Ooh, Yadro though. This
Yeah,
is
the
something.
last is the only way
This
they
is
can kill him.
dangerous.
And you know, we saw the all chat as well
That's right.
earlier from Hakoda. He said 4901 tiny. So you know he's keeping track of that one.
Danger, danger. 42
Stranger
minutes in.
danger.
The game previously has gone the distance. It went the way of outsiders.
They have a like under 1K lead with Megas against them right now. And they just need Yadro.
That's all that they need. If they can get that one kill, they are
This
going
is
to DI.
this is a pretty nutty
Outsiders,
game.
So much on the line at this point.
What are the odds at the moment?
And for Team Spirit, I mean, at this point, you kind of got to wonder if they're going to wait it out. And you see Ramses. Homie got a rapier.
He's got a big one.
Oh, it's dangerous. Not revealing it yet
Oh,
either.
they can't leave their base.
No, they can't.
Because he's just going to show up with that rapier.
They're going to backdoor the tier 4s. If anybody leaves at any point and can't get back to the base, it's going to be over.
All right, so what do we got here? We got the smoke out. They're heading towards Roche. They're going to check it out. We have potential for buyback
This is
and
actually
bots
pretty
right
nuts.
now on Razor. It could be done.
So far, this series has lived up to the hype. What can they do?
Refresher on
Batrider
GPK as well.
ready to go with the lasso plays.
See what he's doing with the illusions? He leaves them by the pin on purpose because it trips the scan. It's a
Yeah.
very annoying feature that you can do. You'll see a lot of teams do this, especially like illusion runes and stuff.
D-Ward. Poshka takes it away. They replace it on outsiders. So they think that this vision is safe, but it's not. Ramsey's still in the base. Keeping the creeps
Yeah, the
outside
problem
of it.
is if they take a
And
fight,
Spirit,
then they
I
can
mean,
get
you
back.
can't really
Well,
leave this
actually,
area
the lanes
because
are being
Roche gets
pushed out
taken
so
so
nice, so they
rapidly.
can't backdoor.
But likewise,
with that rapier.
It's an Ags done on Jakiro. Likewise, you'd love to be able to go in there and try and like gank the NP or something. It's just too scary.
So that is pure damage that pierces immunity as well. It's big damage on
Toronto
Macrofire.
Tokyo.
Oh, that's a big
Yemich
mistake.
forced to pop his BKB and run away.
He has
If
no
they
buyback.
can get away, this would be good, but no, Yemich is dead. Gotta be careful about this movement.
That's 100 seconds no
Toronto
damage.
Tokyo could've gone up
And
there a
Roche is
little bit
just
more.
about to
Shadow
respawn.
Amuleting away from
Toronto?
this. DM gets a lucky bash on the last hit of that swashbuckle.
Refresher
Roche's
shard.
respawn,
Okay,
he's
luckily
got
enough, no
refresher shard.
Ags.
Dude, they're trying some crazy stuff on Spirit. He's like toss, no targeting, the rolling thunder.
Yeah.
Mirror's been waiting for this moment, it would seem. But, I mean, the fact that Yamich went basically just means that he thought that was the moment. You know, he thought that might be their opportunity to do it, to just, like, end this game, or at least get that big kill that can put them in the driver's seat. But losing him is very painful.
So 60 seconds without the Marcy. And back at home, the question is, I mean, obviously, they're going to be able to keep the lanes pushed out. They get the vision, take down the ward. For Team Spirit, do they feel comfortable making a smoke move themselves? Again, your PL still has no buyback for 5 minutes, and it looks like right now
he needs that
they're
Aegis.
just going to give up the Roche. As soon as they lose that vision, they back away.
Yeah, it is tough, though, because you can't get the same backdoor potential, like this idea of the split push going, obviously, because of the Mega Creeps, right? Even in Nature's Prophet.
They have 2 lassos. They can't drag the PL into the fountain.
Pressure, so I still have to wonder, like, how much does this damage have to be that he can present a serious threat over backdoor? And I don't think it's really there. I think he's going to have to actually fight them.
A lot easier said than done. But if you can find the real PL, I mean, the damage will be there. In the meantime, they're going to push out this bottom lane and try and get this creep wave to the base if they can. There is still a catapult wave going with them.
Still outsiders for Aster versus Fnatic to be played later as well.
And they're kind of baiting this, hoping that someone's going to come and like try and...
Outsiders have
gank
6
Ramses,
odds
but
to
it's
win
just-
map 2.
I guess this is a fight you could win, right?
Right,
That's what you're
exactly.
thinking right now with these 2 heroes and the overwhelming damage they have, that maybe you can kill someone during a lasso, but the lassos are becoming problems. You see that constantly Toronto Tokyo's
I
putting
can
Linken's
so
on
see
top of
this go
collapse.
wrong
And
horribly,
did TPK
horribly
take an item
wrong.
yet? He still doesn't have anything. Like,
For
he cannot pierce the Linken's.
Spirit.
He's not taking that Witch Bane. He's not grabbing anything.
So they send the creep wave down bottom and then head out, afraid that there could be a gank coming from Team Spirit. That refresher shard onto the Razor. And you can see that they are playing it about as safe as you can, trying to push out these waves. Bringing numbers over towards the outpost.
It is crazy how close they kind of were, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if they had waited like one more wave and they head away to deal with this Lincoln Sphere, that could be something. Especially when you have the Sprout, you might not even have to deal with it, right?
True. 4,000 gold, but more importantly, it's those buybacks. It's how the fight starts. And it's the map positioning that they're set in. Right now, Batrider, Jakiro, Pango, Dazzle. They're the ones with it. NP close on gold. Should be able to get into that shortly. But
Where's Mira's and Lincoln's? Is it just about done here?
yeah, it's looking like it.
Can they get it done?
Could be sent out pretty soon.
Mirrors Lincolns,
again,
then you can
we're
use the
just-
Lincolns on the
abandoned
real
Lance
PL
Phillips.
as well, and
Well, he
then
had it
you
queued
just
up
have
still.
fucking
Not
million
sure.
Lincolns.
Well, he has a recipe, but I don't see anything else.
No, I think he's going for instead for the Wind Waker. And
Actually,
with 3
Wind Waker's
minutes
probably
left,
better
do they
because
try
you
and
can
make a
just
push here? There's a chance that they could go for
Save
it, but
a teammate.
it's so scary to think about, you know, potentially losing a fight like this.
Yeah,
if
he
you don't
just-
have the buyback.
He just bought the Wind Waker recipe.
Yeah.
He's at the shop. He's farming. Dane, I'll be a minute, all right? I changed my mind, all right? Just give me a second. Okay, here you go. He gets the Mystic
Whoa.
Staff, so.
Jumps in, finds him. Where's team? Where is team? Yadro down to half HP. They back away.
That's a bit frightening.
I mean, if they wanted to go right there, GPK could have potentially caught him. But that vision down, making a big difference. We'll see if they find another opening like that.
And so many tools now with this Wind Waker and this Grave.
Man, that is such a missed opportunity, not finding the PL and bringing him down.
Rapier.
Up on the high ground, Ramses is there. They're all together.
Can they get the
Ramses
catch?
there.
They spot him.
Gotta run away.
Oh, that's a
But dude,
big
you're in
catch to
trouble.
toss back as
Pulled
well.
all the way back
Ramses.
out of there.
Satanic,
Control for the
healing
moment,
up.
but DM vacuum wall onto 2, tries to bring him down. Toronto Tokyo in the midst of all of them. Yamich wants to control and bring down that
They're
Mega
actually
leader, but
not
he
taking
manages
that
to
much
jump out.
damage.
2
Collapse and
walls
Yatro
down
in
on top of
trouble.
both. They
That
finally kill
damage
the
from
Razor.
Ramses.
Punch.
They've already bought back on 1. Can they kill him off? That's 1 time.
All right, Sprout when he comes up.
Can they get him?
What do they have for saves? They have 4 staffs on the Pango.
Tries to make the escape. They miss the Sprout.
Oh no.
They don't get him. Yadro over to the other side. 4 staffed away, keeping him out of there. Oh, what could have been. Wind Waker away right now
This
on
is such
Mira,
a scary game.
and the rest of them retreat. So they burn through the Aegis, but they couldn't quite finish the job.
I mean, they don't finish it all the way, but still.
Ramses
forcing back
doesn't
Team
die.
Spirit despite having the Megas and taking down Collapse with no buyback.
It's one of those things where as Spirit, you've sort of got enough luxury now that even though your Razor's dead for 60 seconds with no buyback, there's enough space that these little mistakes, these little hiccups can not be punished as heavily. So you see the replay of this one.
Obviously the plan worked. The plan was to bait Ramses, right? Like put him out there, hope that they would go for the jump on him and give that big setup for DM to get for the vacuum there. And obviously he has that tank ability.
BKBs are the problem for the PL. He just is lacking the damage at the moment. He builds super tanky, but he just, with BKBs up, his diffusal blade does no damage.
All this damage, you have that pure damage burning through the macropire, cutting through, but not able to catch him on the way back up here. He sprouted on. Oh my god! He accidentally clicked the Razor illusion.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there, and
that's the face. Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Keep in mind there were actually still quite a few saves available. Like Toronto game maybe could have came with like the 4-staff or something there too. So it wasn't like guaranteed, but
it definitely didn't happen when that happened.
It's that's not gonna let it work.
50 minutes again.
The hoodwink right click.
Wasn't
right?
the last game also 50 minutes?
We got a couple more things now. Level 25 for the Darkseer, which means refresher. This is 4 walls parallel. Trying to build towards that Shiva's guard. Can make a little game of tic-tac-toe with pain in the middle. But again, oftentimes what this is coming down to is the buyback. And now they have buyback on PL again. I mean, with the next Aegis, if they want to wait that long, that could be the next moment that we see another big fight. But Team Spirit, like... Again, moving on in the upper bracket matters so much. If they could find a way to win this game and then win the next one, you're going to TI. You don't have to worry about any more of the placements and the direct qualifiers. Scary stuff. Smoke out. This is a bold play. All the waves are in a pretty decent position for outsiders, and PL is heading right over. Yadro, he just used Doppelganger.
They just run. I mean, they're under a ward, too.
That's fair. That's
fair.
That
fight would not have gone very well, I think.
that was scary. I mean, the plus side is that there was no Pango there, but obviously you can't know that.
Yamich, still with the gem, has the Witchbane as well to get through these links.
Oh, vacuum wall. Yamich actually pushes Maposhka out of there. The BKBs are about to end, but Maposhka's dead.
The Dazzle.
Does have buyback, but at the very least you gain that target. They want to get his gem too.
Refresher, round 2. Lincolns, it gets hit on him again. They had the answer there so quickly. Oh man, a punch onto the. That's not the real one. That's
GPK.
It was a doppelganger, to be fair, with the full 100% damage. So I get the reasoning.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but it hurts. So I mean, that's the thing.
Refresher lasso used.
It's so hard to keep track of all that.
Lyrical, we figured this out last game, and then we seemingly forgot this game. Is that the only reason the game keeps going?
Yeah.
And the only reason there's so many roaches is because we're not playing America's favorite game. It happened again, and so with 50 seconds left.
Yeah, we got plenty of time to think about it.
We really do.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a long one again.
A long one. You're feeling a long one. You want to get some tier 5 items this time, do you?
I'd love to see it.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if outsiders are going to get any of them, though, if I'm going to be honest. They might not get to leave their base.
Crack my knuckles here.
250 for me.
250. Oh, I was going to say 233.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
And we still have 27 seconds. Remember to write your guess in the chat right now, and then you can all say, I was right after smiley face. All the important activities to do in a chat.
That's right.
Smiley face.
Sure you're
yes,
correct.
That's what everyone does in Twitch chat. Smiley face.
You know, we haven't. I feel like oftentimes
gotta
in
go
these
get
games,
some sleep.
you get, like,
good stream.
Game
Hey,
one that
good night.
lasts a full hour,
I'm gonna finish
seems
watching
crazy,
this
and
game.
then game 2, it's like everybody's depressed and sad. You lose in like 12 minutes or something.
I really want to see who fucking wins this game.
Again.
Hey, we usually save the really depressing one for game 3.
That's
so maybe that'll be whoever takes the L on this one. Oh, 240 something. What were you?
I said that. I was right. Yeah. I don't know.
240 something. You said 250.
Sure. No,
you were really close.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, we were really close.
We were.
We have practice.
They heard us.
All right,
so it into the game right there.
Thank you, employees. GPK's courier going to go down. So we just
thank you, employees.
Shiva's done. Double Shivas. This could be the win that they need. I mean, he has gotten, like you said, very farmed. With that Aghanim Scepter, it really accelerates the farm, if not always the levels. But
again, it's just
the question is, will it make a difference?
I can't believe
she's Aghanim Scepter refresher
right?
and then double life on PL with
next either. I feel like you just
free Ags. Who gets a free Ags?
Just get another one.
Yeah, it's definitely what you hold the gold for, I think, at this point. Although there's also still like moon cherries and stuff too, which can be kind of tempting.
That's
but
true.
I think
probably
once you go
Pango?
rapier, you kind of have to keep getting rapiers.
Need
or that
to get
slot
Pirate
gets
Hat.
real ugly. True.
That would be big.
I'd also like a Book of the Dead, please, if I can put my order in nice and early.
Full vision.
Yeah, both teams knowing this.
Damage gets it taken away, but Spirit not willing to come on over and contest that.
Yadro just sitting in the camp too.
They're playing this so safe.
This game
Outsiders.
is honestly it
Still
can
smoked
still
up
go
on a couple
easily
of
in the
Check my feet,
favor
they're just
of
none of them moving.
No, they're not.
outsiders. The
Y'all
problem
just
is
jumped in.
Megas, of course.
Damage. It was not a catch. The dispose did not come out in time. And they've already gone with
They got
the
the
Rolling
Lincolns.
Thunder. The lasso up on the high ground. Can they bring him down? Round 2.
Double
pulls him in
lasso
even closer,
used,
but
wall
he's running
placed.
the sprout. Tries to bring him down. The punch, the damage. They
The
need
control?
More, they need more. Can they kill him?
Shallow
The
grave.
grave was there, but Pochka, the captain, always on point. And now
Yatoro, is he gonna heal up? Doppelganger goes back in. He finally does get taken down, but Rapier is picked up.
He stole it away, and that makes everything all the more dangerous. Collapse with a triple kill.
Oh,
through
Ramses
all of the
wants it
walls.
back.
Look at the damage. They run at him, but another grave. Collapse tries to survive. He got it. It happens. Toronto, Tokyo turned upon. Now the hex is out from
Mira,
Pochka.
Avatos.
Oh, somehow, some way. he
Rapier
made it all
dropped
work
again. Mira, tiny Rapier.
Now turns a couple more punches, and 4,
Oh,
5
what a
dead.
game.
Everybody's gone. Team Spirit even up the series.
What
Unreal.
a game number 2.
Ah, well, once again, we don't get there. We don't quite make it to those last neutral items there. As Team Spirit will even us up here at 1-1, and oh, that was a good PL game. That was one of the ones you're
He got
terrified
double
of whenever you see
lassoed,
this hero.
vacuum
I don't
walled,
even know, man.
completely
Those last
CC
couple
locked in
minutes were
that
just
fight.
insane.
And the problem
Toronto,
was they
Tokyo
were
not
so
left hanging by
focused on
Collapse,
killing
gets
off
the
the
high
PL,
five, and
they forgot
Outsiders
about
head
the
on
rest
back
of
to
the team.
Back room trying to figure out what they need to do in game
Use
number
all my cheat
3.
to help
That's
out Spirit,
right.
because
We
they
are
were
going the distance, Trent.
too scared.
I don't know
Almost
if I
drained me in
take
full.
it. Those
Now
last
man's
two
got
are
no
wild.
chi
That game
left.
had acts.
Love it.
You know, there was like Act 1, you know, like the
Okay.
landing stage, and like they got their lead over there on Team Spirit, and it felt pretty good. And then there was like Act 2, the delay.
Right.
And it's just like Ramses all over the map, and then the Rapier was like the end of Act 2, and then Act 3 was just like eventually the saves are too much.
Ram-
and Yadro was a
Outsiders
bit too much.
is
and
my
He's
top
on the
1
Lincolns, the
prediction,
Stackins,
I
and again,
think.
special
I
shout
think
out
I
to
have them
Tokyo. I
back for
think
winning the entire
going
tournament, so I
off
still
of this
believe in them.
typical paper cut, you know, build
Yeah.
of just like
You
I'm gonna
got
make sure that I
this.
get my little blink dagger because I need it on Pangolier. It's the
One
only
by
way to
one.
play this hero. They need that Lincolns. It was huge.
And it got them exactly where they needed to be. But game number
That
3
was a
right
pretty
around
good
the
game.
corner. Let's head on back to the panel. Let them break down the action and hear what they thought of that crazy game.
Thank you so much, guys. Absolutely crazy it was. A nail biter. So many things to break down. I don't even really know where to start. But first of all, Spirit, tie things up. Sheep. First thing I guess I want to touch up on, that Darkseer wall in the end after a rough early start. My God.
Bro, these late game fights, I don't know what I'm looking at. There's just like 1,000 illusions on my screen. I'm like, there are heroes somewhere in the middle of those. Like this double wall refresher.
Well,
like this late game.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, wonderful, sexy, beautiful people. I am freaking tired as fuck. So what the good old classic DK, truest of men, is going to do is he's going to bed. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to chillax. I'm actually saying I'm going to get some sleep, but in reality, I'm just going to watch the games in bed. So I'll probably still be in Discord. Because I really want to know who's going to win, and I'm also a gambling addict. So that's a nice combination right there. So yeah, if you do like the stream, don't forget to check out the Discord channel as well, you wonderful human beings. I will be back tomorrow. I will be casting. I will be doing the Watch Together stream tomorrow as well. So don't forget to join in once the major starts again for some more fun. Before you go, who did you bet? My daily prediction was Outsiders take the series. But I will also check on draft for game 3 and post that in my Discord channel, Sand King Forever, where I will post who I think is going to win game 3 based on draft and stuff. So if you're curious, join the Discord channel. For the people that are watching, be there or be square. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. And I'll see you guys.